up, everybody? What's going on, Brian MX? Just doing a quick mic check, y'all. Make sure this shit works. It's been a day. We're just throwing shit together. And we have no idea what's gonna happen tonight. No idea.
I want the job.
He wants job. I am
Hand job. Hand
All
job.
right. Just want to do our mic checks. We'll be live in just a moment. I tried to burp a lot more than that. I wanted to come in with a big, disgusting.
That didn't
belch.
happen at all.
No, that was kind of like a little. That's really lame. I had something brewing for a second there, but I lost it. I thought I was going to come in swinging hot.
What a
Good
disappointment.
evening.
What a disappointment.
Welcome to another disappointing episode of Banter and Babble. I'm the Dude79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague and world-renowned piece of shit, Mr. Fanboytone. Mr. Fanboytone.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, sir.
Hola.
How you doing today?
Hot.
It is just a little bit on the warm side today.
Hello, Pappas.
Just a little bit on the warm side.
It's so hot out that there's like this weird hazy sun that I told you I thought was going to like... It's like, you know how an eclipse starts and it gets to like, somebody's just kind of turned the lights low on the sun?
Yeah,
or like,
yeah.
That's how it is. I'm like, fuck, what is going on with this heat?
It's really, really hot
Yeah,
today.
it's really fucking hot.
It is not fat guy friendly weather. I can confirm
Soup
you that
pants.
much. It is really hot.
Yo, Baked, what
What's
up?
up, Big Thunder? Half-ass beer review in the chat. Lost 30 pounds at work. Dude, that's I know what he does for a living. And I remember there was one summer
Ooh, there you go, 7.
where I went into a job weighing, I think I was at the time 210. And after the summer, I was delivering for a company out in Hemlock. After the other summer, I was down to 180. I lost 30 pounds over the summer from just unloading trucks all day and just running around in heat, man. It was brutal.
I'll do it to you.
It was hot, but I know how half-ass is feeling, man. It's rough during the summer months. It is rough doing what he do. Welcome to Jay Hill's world. It is hot, always in Hotlanta. That's where he's at. He's in Atlanta, where it's always fucking hot. Dungeons is out mowing in it right now. Gross.
Yeah, it's even hotter down where he's at right now.
I know. Well,
The heat index is hotter.
Well,
like
it
mid.
is hell. It is hell down there. So
Fair, never mind.
just saying, it is kind of hell in Ohio. Crash, what's going on, buddy? Good evening, sir. Yeah, man. We're just. I tell you what. Tonight's show is just gonna be.
Callie's blazing too. Yeah.
Tonight's show is gonna be whatever, dude. I
Think
think
so?
it's one of those weeks, man, where you showed up and we're just like, fuck. You know, you got
Like the
this
last
hot
few
ass,
weeks,
this hot ass weather.
Yeah.
Work is kicking our asses. Life in general is just, that's the one thing about summer. It sucks about it in Michigan is we only get like 3 good months of warm weather. And so that means every fucking weekend is shit going on. You got to pack in your weekends. You got to start filling shit up and get your stuff done. And when you do that, man, it just feels like
There's no break.
there's no break.
Some days you just need a day to like reset.
Yeah. And you don't have that when your weekend's gone.
No,
You don't have that at all. Zombies overheating in L.A. It's hot. It's hot in Cali. Hey, guys, have you on mute because I'm talking to a hot babe on the phone just so I'm reading your lips and enjoying
First of all,
the
he's
show.
lying.
He's
Definitely lying.
He's talking dirty is what he's doing. He's paying for this. He's paying for that conversation.
Yeah, he's lying. He's on OnlyFans.
Hey, you know what? I dig it. Brian's going to get his.
We'll see if he replies.
Speaking of the conversation he's probably having, you know what we're drinking tonight? The only thing
Having a nice hot day.
to have on a nice hot day is a warm cream pie. We are drinking Pigeon Hill's oatmeal cream pie, and I'm telling you right now, when it's 95 degrees out, nothing quenches that thirst quite like a cream pie.
What up, Trick? It is the official beer of Banter and Babble, so you'll be seeing us drink this more frequently, guys. It's getting to the point where it's harder sometimes to find beer that we haven't had with even between all the places I could stop at. It's almost I have to stare and get a hassle, but I figure for now, since we always talk about how OCP is kind of like the unofficial official, it's really the official beer of the show. So going forward, we're probably going to drink this more frequently than not. We will switch it up from time to time if I find something different or hunting something down. But
or if Dungeons brings up whatever he
or
just
if,
up.
he's apparently he had a sippy sip before it even like is fully carbonated. He's saying good stuff right now. So.
That's what I wanted to open the show with was right there.
Excuse me.
It's going to be a disgusting show.
Everybody's
tonight,
leaving.
guys. I mean, no one's showing up. It's summertime.
All right, that's what we like to hear. Be baked. Yeah.
He's watching us at a bar while he's sitting at a bar. I dig it. That's
Put us on the big screen.
It's pretty.
Get the clicker from the.
So whatever you guys are watching, turn that shit off. Tell them to tune into Banter Babble.
Well, with the Warriors playing tonight, the last playoff game. Well, it could be.
Is
if
it
they
Game
win.
6 tonight?
They could if they win in Boston, they win.
Yes.
Which is cool because fuck the Celtics, fuck you to Highway L, wherever you want to go. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
That's not very. Oh, it's tomorrow, and you're not
Never
very
mind.
mature. You're not very mature. That's
Still,
very
fuck you, Celtics. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Brian Ball says weekends are packed. Cedar Point Friday, Greek Fest Saturday morning, and
Is Greek Fest this weekend?
Ooh.
Is Greek Fest this weekend?
I think it is. Now that he mentions it, I believe it is. Driving Saturday night to see Lightyear and Doctor Strange. Ooh, I want to see Lightyear, man.
Lightyear looks pretty
a lot of
good.
people talking about it. But
Dang,
Greek Fest
all
is
that
this
stuff.
weekend. Fuck.
I
don't do it like I used to. I used to go to Greek Fest at like 6 p.m.
I
and just
can
get
imagine,
fucking
you
shit
piece of
faced
shit.
and just
We
get
get
loaded.
it.
But dude, I will go there and order myself like 5 or 6 euros to bring home to the fam. We'll all fight over one, and I eat 5 because I'm a piece of shit like that. But the Greek Fest is usually a pretty good time in Saginaw, especially on Saturday night. Everyone, that place packs. Now, I do believe, is this year they're actually doing a Greek Fest?
I don't know. I know last
Paul,
year
can
it
you
was.
confirm that? Are they actually doing a Greek Fest? Because I know the last couple years it's just been Euros.
Well, it's just been the drive. Well, you could get other things to the drive-through,
right,
but
right.
It worked out pretty good. I was in there for 15 minutes last year, got my Euros and go. Like, listen, it's hot out. This weekend's going to be not as hot as today.
Not as hot.
But, I mean, you're out in the sun. You're drinking piss-warm beer. Like, even under the tents, it's always fucking hot on Greek Fest weekend. Because you got that black asphalt out there just fucking baking you.
Yep.
Like, I'm too old for that shit, dude. But you know what? If I can just go there and get me some food, give me a Euro or two.
I usually go. See, that's awesome that he says he believes. So that's awesome because I think it's been 2 or 3 years since they've actually done the thing due to COVID. They would just do the drive-through. Yeah. But now that they're gonna have the shenanigans going, dude, people are gonna Greek Fest. We're saying, I'll get some culture. He ain't joking, man. Like seriously, the Greek Fest was always a good time. Like they had that music, they got the food, they got the baklava. I mean, it is.
I mean, we talk culture, but people are just drinking and eating food. How much culture?
I mean, you're eating Euros while you're getting shit faced, so there's your culture. You eat some baklava.
I guess so.
Yeah.
The food is incredible. Baklava.
Oh my God, yeah, dude.
What's the what's that called? The Sino. By the way, there's a very nice lady I work with at work. She's originally from Bulgaria, who made homemade baklava last fall.
Oh, how was that?
Holy shit! If you know somebody that can make you homemade baklava, I do recommend.
Look, it's Lacey from Texas.
Hey, what up? What's going on? Yeah, no, I hear it's hot in Texas. Yeah, what up? What up?
I want hot come visit. I'm good. I heard Texas is like a fucking it's like a fire pit.
Yeah. I got a friend in the Midland area. She's saying the same thing too down there. So
Ball says checked it on full Greek Fest this year. I know that's dope, man. That's fucking dope. I'm really, really happy that they're finally able to get back to it. Oh, they got them crinkle cut fries and all that shit.
It's one of the few fries I like to get too.
Yes, Jay Hill, Jeff Bridges, and John Lithgow. The Old Man premieres tomorrow night. We will be talking about that next week. Really excited for that show to drop, man. 2 of my favorite actors of my generation growing up. Seeing them square off, that looks fucking dope. So
hey, we miss you too. Hopefully we can get a chance soon to get all of us together and talk about next year. I know we got to try and get Paul getting on that, but yeah, we miss you too. We're looking forward to being able to see you as soon as possible, which is probably going to end up being next March. But either way,
dude, I'm really
excited. We hope you're well. I know you guys have had some shitty weather down there. I mean, you guys have been through some tornado weather, I think, down there too. So
dude, they got towns that are running out of fucking water because they're going through a drought right now.
Jesus Christ!
There's some parts of Texas that they are literally running out of water. And with the temperatures at the temps they are, it's just like, man, what is this a third world country now? Is that what's going on? Are we just like you can't fucking provide for our people?
That's the one thing that people keep saying they want to leave Michigan, and we complain about the weather. But you know what the nice thing about Michigan is?
It ain't Ohio.
We don't have to worry about water, and it's not Ohio.
I'm U.S. I'm excited for Jurassic Park. Dude, what's gonna be our movie for next week's show? Are we gonna do Lightyear or are we gonna do Jurassic World? What are we doing?
I don't know. I got to figure out how to get.
We'll figure out. I know you got a busy weekend, so we don't even know if we'll get a movie in for next week's show.
Right, I'm not super busy. Like really, just Friday and part of Saturday, so I should be good.
Yellowstone is flooded. Seriously, man, it's like that movie 2012.
Dude.
Where's John Cusack to save the day? Because apparently the world's gonna end. Everything's falling apart.
First of all, if you guys have never watched Epic Yellowstone on the Smithsonian Channel, I highly recommend it. It's done none other with hosted by Bill Pullman.
The great Bill Pullman,
the president of the United States.
Wow.
But yeah, the floods in Yellowstone are nuts right now. I saw that house just completely fucking run free on water. Like that was nuts.
That's
Woody Harrelson's broadcasting from the RV, so that's pretty legit. So
Woody Harrelson broadcasting from the RV, man. 2012, baby.
Yeah, that's about the only
Cuddles,
thing
thank you so much. Hey! I appreciate that raid. Welcome, my friend.
What up?
Yeah, man. So I mean, it's just look, everyone's trying to survive the crazy weather that's going on everywhere. I hope everyone's doing all right. If you're in Texas and you ain't got water, can you sterilize piss? You can boil piss, can't you?
You know, in Waterworld, there's an apparatus that would actually allow you to do that.
Well, that's because it's a stupid movie.
Dude,
the only time I think about that is I like the beginning of Kingpin.
Bake nose.
When Roy comes out of his apartment and then one guy's like, "Hey, Roy, can you get sick drinking piss?" Roy's like, yeah, I think so. And the guy's like, even if it's your own?
yeah, even if it's your own?
Yeah. Hey, Roy, can you get sick drinking piss? That is seriously an all-time classic. Would you say
absolutely
is an all-time classic?
It's actually so underrated that I feel like when people talk about comedies, they forget. That's one of those movies like Dirty Work, I believe, too, that like mainstream people forget. But that is another great one. Kingpin is fucking hilarious.
Nothing's free in Waterworld. Not even the time you put in to watch it. That costs you
Don't even
all sorts of time.
Dry land is not a myth, dude.
Well, the whole fucking thought that that's a good
Dry
movie
land
that's a huge
is not
myth.
a myth. There's plenty of oil left in the D's.
Tone, other than rubbing one
Nuts.
out more than normal, what have you been up to, man? What's new with you?
Well, last weekend the old
into that.
hey, what up, Paul? Fets, what up, Fets? Fets man in the house. Oh, Lacey says we have water here, thank God. But let's see, had none a few days. Jesus, man, yeah. She like Waterworld too, so fuck you.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Well, we're thinking of you down there, Lace, because I've been seeing, like I said, I got some other friends in the area too, so it's a whole mess down there. So, yeah, it sucks. The weather is all over the place for sure.
Paul, you're in the chat right now. Would you mind? I know he has an announcement going on right now, and I meant to grab that shit, Paul, before the show, and I totally botched it. I was wondering if you could just throw a link up to the post that you just put up recently about what's going on with Fet's Toy Depot and who you were collaborating with. He put something up. He shared it with me today, and I had completely blanked on
You've had a
grabbing
busy
it.
day.
It's just been chaos. We're doing good, Paul. We're doing good. I actually saw him talking about Jelly Ball the other day, and that looks fucking sweet. I don't know if you saw his video that he put up the other day of the place downtown on Lapeer, 906 Lapeer, where it looks pretty dope. But I'm gonna have Paul throw that in the chat. I think Dude's the only one who doesn't enjoy Waterworld. No, I'm not. It was a critical bomb, so there's a lot of people that didn't like it. Waterworld doesn't make sense. It's a world full of water, yet everyone is filthy. See, Brian Ball, he knows what's up.
He said Waterworks, so he must be thinking the wrong
No,
movie.
he's thinking Waterworld. What are you doing at 3 p.m. on Monday? I'm working. Yeah, unfortunately, I am working.
Twerking and working.
A thankless job at 3 p.m. on Monday, and I'm most displeased about that. I'd rather be doing whatever you're doing, Paul. I'd rather be doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah, jelly balls or jelly nuts or whatever it is.
Dude, it looked fucking sweet, the arena that he was walking through, man. It was like all
What?
neon and shit. Like, it was black lights, and it was...
This is on Lapeer?
No, 906 Lapeer, yeah. Like downtown.
Oh.
Fucking dope, man.
I meant like Lapeer.
No. I can get out of work, but see, Tricky can get
Trick's got that.
Tricky can get me out of work.
Tricky
Yeah,
can get him out of
man.
work. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
man. Hell yeah.
No, this weekend we got a chance to get the roommates together. We hadn't, of course, pre-COVID, and waiting for the basement to be like enjoyable. And finally, the stars aligned, and we've been playing it for a couple months. And though a few people weren't able to make it that we wanted to have there, we did at least get the main 4 core, pre-2010 or whatever, post-2010, excuse me. And this is a crew that we play D&D all the time. We would,
Oh, shit.
during Snowpocalypse, I didn't have to work that day, so we were bonging beer at like 10:30, 11 a.m. in the morning. There's photos of me out there on Facebook bonging beers, like, because
Wow.
the mall closed down. So, but it's good to get everybody to get back together. We just ate and drank and just hung out, so it's pretty cool. So.
And you guys ate good, too, man. You guys had some good-ass chow
Jay
going
McKenzie
on.
brought some great food.
Paul's got a VIP private trial at Jelly Ball.
That's gnarly.
You better be streaming that shit, Paul, to Facebook, and so the world can see. I want to see some Jelly Ball, dude. That arena he had a video of looked fucking awesome, man. Like I said, it was all decked out like tie-dye colors, then black lights.
That's
It
dope.
looked fucking
Nice.
rad, dude. It looked
Nice.
fucking rad.
Lacey, if you decide to cosplay for Waterworld, that would be pretty intense and amazing, and I definitely appreciate that.
I mean, I appreciate that much. Whoa. Fago ice cream? What?
Yeah, so they announced the little Fago ice creams that are coming out. I think it's a local creamery in Michigan that's doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Right there, you guys. Click on that link that
Can they
Paul
see
just
that?
threw in there. They should be able to see that.
Can anybody over on Twitch see Paul's Facebook link there? We do want to double check. I know sometimes
If not,
You
I will
can't.
see if I can highlight
you
it.
can't do anything.
Copy message. Yes, I can. I
Can't
can.
do
I
anything.
have the power. There we go. See, I just put that shit in there, so now everyone should be able to click on that. That's
see it.
Paul's link right there. Click on that, and that's what Paul's got going on right now. Paul, we will put together a clip for you tonight.
It's not Hudsonville.
We'll
Crash.
get
It's
that.
a little
For
creamery.
Lehman Superhero Night. Hell yeah, dude. Lehman
Yeah,
Superhero
that's coming
Night.
up soon too. Yep.
Yes. Lehman Superhero Night. That's going to be dope as hell.
GreenAppleBarn.com if you want to reserve your goodies. That's where you want to go for that.
GreenAppleBarn.com. Get over there and reserve your spot. Again, dude, every time they post
I know.
it's all the shit that I can't eat right now. It looks so good. I want to go there and eat it, but I would just drop dead. I'd be just but it looks so good.
It does. The food always looks really good.
It looks so good.
There's events and games and usually cosplayers and stuff. So.
I tell you what, if Paul's involved, it's going to be
It's gonna be a good
impressive.
time.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be fun. I will eat it for you. Thanks, Paul.
Thank
and make
you,
sure you
thank you.
send the video and let us know how fucking tasty it is, too. Will ya?
Yeah. You know what, Paul? We should, since we got Lacey in here too, we should plan some time here next couple weeks. We get together. Let's talk some shop about that, Midland Mall Comic-Con coming back next March. So we got some things we got to talk about. Some ducks in a row, quack, quack,
Dude, I don't know about you, but I am hyped for next March.
I'm very, very hyped for
I
next
am
March.
hyped for next March, dude.
Mhm.
Paul, I mean, are you hyped, dude? I mean, it's gonna be bigger and badder.
Yeah.
And it's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
That's what you do with
Return
sequels.
of the Midland Mall Comic-Con.
It's bigger, it's badder, it's gonna be
or
wild.
Strikes Back.
Really
Yeah,
excited
Strikes
about
Back.
it.
Strikes Back.
And we're excited to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
And we can't wait. It's gonna be exciting.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be fun. But yeah, all I've been doing, dude, is playing games. I've been playing. I played The Quarry on Monday nights. Or no, what night did I do?
People in the Discord were really talking good stuff
Dude,
about
I
that.
had to avoid that conversation because I know Unstoppable Virus. He actually did the censor thing. He covered up what was being talked about, but I just avoided that conversation in general because I didn't want to have it ruined. I was going to try to stream that tomorrow night. I might stream that Friday night, continue our playthrough of The Quarry because that was early on, man. It's a slower burn, but I appreciate it because it's good character development. It's helped kind of like set the table so you know who's who and who you like and who you don't like, and then from there, Lance Henriksen and Ethan Suplee are wandering about covering their faces in blood, hunting and whatnot. So it's building up to it, and I'm really excited to see how because when you play these games, at some point the shit hits the fan. And it's going to be chaos. So hopefully I'll be able to get back to that on Friday night. I really enjoyed what I played so far. Man, I tell you, they've come such a long ways from the Man of Medan trilogy.
So it is those guys that made
it. It is the same people, Supermassive Game.
Man,
and
those
the
games are
facial
great.
animations that they've done this time around are just... Because I don't know if you remember on Man of Medan, remember there was some like weird awkwardness. Sometimes it was like...
Almost like the Polar Express face.
Polar Express face.
Yeah. Hey, what up, Cannon?
Miss Cannon, there she is. What's going on? And it was kind of like that, but this one, dude, you can tell they've upped their tech. Like they've really improved their ability to facial capture. So really, really impressive stuff so far. Other than that, dude, it's just been that and more Diablo on my phone.
Okay, yeah, you're sick.
Did you download it yet?
No, I haven't even looked at a game. I take that back. I played Trails of Cold Steel the other night for about a half hour.
Dungeons, come on, man, talk to this guy, will you? Get him on that Diablo kick. Dude, Dungeons already did like the whatever the.
Nah, he's sick.
Do you know on Call of Duty what is it where you start over again? It's like prestiging.
Yes.
He's like prestiged in this game. He's already got like the blue numbers now for his rank. He's moved on.
There's a picture of him floating around somewhere out in public where
he's fucking loser.
He's driving to another state and he's got his phone on his lap with an Xbox controller playing Diablo. So
it's a lot of fun, dude. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I'll check it out someday when you guys will be done playing it in like 2 weeks.
But I tell you what, right now, man, if we'll talk about it here when we get to that section because we are going to talk about the Xbox Bethesda game showcase, and we did see some Diablo 4, and you can tell they're using some of what they have implemented in Diablo Immortal, but without the pay to win and all that, like the microtransactions. It's going to be. I'm actually really excited for Diablo 4. Man.
That was one of my favorite games that they talked about there.
One of the best things they showed during that whole thing.
Yeah,
man.
hands down. So we got so Lacey, your husband's playing that Diablo, and you're on that WoW. Man, there's a lot of people talking about WoW lately again.
Oh, WoW's never going away. Dude.
I know, and they were saying that again. Somebody else was talking about that recently too.
Never, ever, ever going away.
Never, ever going away.
But all right, let's get to our first topic of the evening. We have a lot of stuff to discuss tonight.
No, Gannon, sorry.
It's my wife here.
Another Lacey. We know many Lacey's.
This is the Lacey that at Squeaker's cosplay house, and she was with us at Comic-Con, and she's amazing. She's amazing. Her cosplay is fucking phenomenal, you guys. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you check it out. All right, Tone.
Yeah.
First conversation of the evening.
Yeah.
MsMarvel is out.
Uh-huh.
We've been waiting for this one.
Yeah.
It's a character that the only time I knew anything about MsMarvel was Marvel Avengers, the game. The only time I ever played Kamala Khan.
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
And actually, I thought she was. I thought she was good. I thought that whole storyline. I thought that whole campaign was good.
I liked her storyline, but like a lot of people, I think it was just, and it's not the character's fault. She had repeated dialogue sometimes, and it would get annoying. That's all it was. It's like that with any games that do that.
Yeah, no, and so like to get a live action version of the story, I was really excited about that. And much like what we saw with Moon Knight with Egyptian culture, that same care and that same like just TLC has been brought to MsMarvel with Pakistani culture. And they, again, this show, it starts out, it's a lot different than how Moon Knight started off. This is your typical coming-of-age story, a girl that's trying to find her place in the world where her culture doesn't quite line up with everyone else's, and she's trying to find her place in this world. And the performances have been really, really good so far. Like, I love the chemistry between her and her parents. That's a standout for me. Like, I really,
her parents are awesome.
Her parents are fucking incredible. The performances from both the mom and the dad are amazing. And I just love, dude, the genuine banter back and forth between parents and kids, struggling, trying to find, ways to do the things they want to do, and the parents are always like apprehensive, like, should we let them do this? It's a really well done show, and it's got that endearing charm you would expect from like kind of a kid's coming of age story, but it's got that Marvel edge to it.
It's very charming, it's very endearing. It's kid friendly. I know Josie said you're having trouble getting because it's very kid like. I get that, and that's going to be a struggle for a lot of people. You dude, 7 Dungeons. I thought I was literally going to cry. That was really tough.
Yeah.
And that's because they already drew you in the first episode to be emotionally invested in these characters. It's just such a great family, great to watch with your kids kind of thing. Like, yeah, I mean, they do such a good job of showing off the character being this kind of like lackadaisical, live her head in the clouds, but she's a super fan of the Avengers.
Yes.
And I mean, can you imagine if superheroes were real in real life like that? Like people, that was how people would probably react.
My kids would be all over that shit.
Right, so they've done a great job doing what they've done so far with the MCU version of her. Yes, as Crash alludes to, she's already pretty different from her comic background. She's not an Inhuman. There's no Terrigen Mist. This is the bracers are giving her power, and I think that was because they didn't want to mix up too much of the Mr. Fantastic kind of stuff, which I get. You don't want too stretchy characters around now that they got the first family back. So, it is what it is. We know that when it comes to MCU, things are going to adapt for the MCU as long as they don't take out the heart and souls of the character. I think that's the big piece that sometimes even I forget is that there are going to be adaptations, right? And, we have to understand that from movie to TV, things are going to sometimes change. But you can still have the core of a character, the actual heart of everything, the look, certain things that you can do enough to still make it feel right, and Marvel's really good about doing that. I feel like for the most part, it's not going to always, hit a home run, but again, this is I think unique and stuff like this as well too. I mean, listen, the character was created to highlight, the Inhumans. So since the mutants were a Fox, they wanted to kind of like sweep them under the rug for a while. But also they put made a female lead, a younger female lead, and a female of diversity. And I know there's probably a lot of people out there that probably would rather slam their head in a car door than watch something like that, and that's on them. But I am personally really enjoying this very charming story so far, and I'm like I said, I'm almost done with the second episode, and I felt like somehow that second episode made it even more charming and endearing, and you're just like, man, this is different. It's different.
Yeah, I agree with what Crash just said. Iman Vellani she is really, really good in
the
that
acting
show. Like,
is
she
incredible.
The performances, again, when you're trying to go for such a different take on a Marvel character, and you're trying to capture the sincerity and the innocence of a child who's trying to find their place, and a lot of this is dependent on performance. You have to believe that this person is struggling to find their place. You have to believe that even though they're locking horns with their parents, they love their parents and they understand why they're doing what they're doing, but they might not understand other things. You got to be able to believe that stuff. And she's just so believable. And like you said, her parents are awesome. They're very genuine. And there's been multiple scenes where it's genuinely funny, and then like the Hulk scene, genuinely sad, like soul crushing, because, and especially as a parent, you understand that. Like, you're trying to do something cool for your kid and you're excited about it, and they are just not sharing your enthusiasm at all. And it's just like crushing, but it's really, really good. And then the fact that they bring in directors of Pakistani descent, and so we can get that culture and get that authenticity.
It's done
in
really
there.
well.
And again, I appreciate how they're doing this, man. They've really with Shang-Chi and Moon Knight and this, and even Eternals, because of the diverse backgrounds of all the characters, they have really done a great job at breaking off from what we've seen in the first 3 phases, kind of this carbon copy of all the shows and whatnot. We're really diverse. I feel like it started with Black Panther. We're really starting to diversify stuff and really allowing these cultures to shine and breathe. And this show is doing a fantastic job at that early on. Like, I'm really digging it right now. He's a little bit further ahead of it than I wasn't able to catch the second episode today. But no, I mean, like, look, I'm not saying Eternals was great. I didn't have the issues with it that a lot of people did. But it goes back to being able to really flesh out these characters who are from different cultures, and that's what the Eternals does great. In fact, I think they did a really good job with that of it, and I appreciate that side of things. And we've seen it continue to grow with Shang-Chi and through Moon Knight and now this. So I do feel like these shows should get that credit for that.
You know, in 70, the filmography in it and everything, I really like all the little shots. It kind of goes into what Crash is saying about the texting. They kind of like blend it in. It kind of reminds me of like how Division blends in things to the backgrounds and stuff like that, like as a weird point of reference. Lacey says she loved the cosplaying and how it was represented. I did too. I thought that was great. Like they go to the Avengers Con and everybody's cosplaying, doing all that great stuff
and you
as well
see all
too,
these
so.
diverse costumes, diverse takes on these characters that they're cosplaying, and that's you know, and we saw that at Midland Mall. I mean, it was just like all these different. We had multiple people up there who were doing different cosplay of the same character, but just different interpretations of it. And that shit's awesome.
Don't forget, we had a guy that did Paul Bunyan out of nowhere.
The Paul Bunyan one was
that
dope
was
as
pretty
shit,
crazy.
Dude. All the sexy Captain Marvels. Oh my goodness, Cuddles. What did Crash say? This is such a small thing, but the way the show texting in the show is so refreshing. They actually make characters texting look
That's pretty neat.
And I also love how they mix in the comic art style through a lot of the episode. Like, you know, when she's talking about her plan and what she's gonna do.
Yeah, like her drawings and stuff like
her
that.
Drawings
like
all
that,
show up in the show. Like I said, it's just got a very unique presentation. It's got a lot of diverse culture throughout it, and it all just feels very natural, and it's all really, really well done. So I'm really digging this show so far. I'm looking forward to see. Do we know how many episodes this show is?
There's 6 to 8, right?
6 to 8.
I mean, I don't
typically
know.
The
Crash, you know how
Disney
many episodes? Usually, you know.
But yeah, if somebody could let us know what IMDb shows for how many episodes we can expect from MsMarvel. I'm digging what I've seen so far. So really like it. We want to get you guys and girls' thoughts. If you do check it out and you're watching this on VOD, it's 6 episodes. Crash believes it's 6 episodes.
You got kids?
If you got kids, it's definitely worth the watch. It's very engaging, and it's like I said, it's got this charm to it. It's very endearing. And thanks, Cuddles. Cuddles confirmed.
And I have a theory.
Oh, you got a theory?
I have a theory.
This should be done.
My hope is that we see Carol Danvers somewhere at the last episode, like, you know.
You think Brie Larson's going to show up?
I think Captain Marvel might show up. I got a feeling.
You
I'm
think
hoping.
Brie Larson's going to show up?
That's my hope. Well, because, you know, originally her second movie, you know, I know she's been controversial for a lot of people, but I know her second movie was originally going to be like Captain Marvel 2, but now they're calling it the Marvels because it's going to be all 3 of them, including, you know, MsMarvel here. So
Crash is doubling down. There's no way Captain Marvel doesn't show up.
I'm telling you, she's got to show up, right? You think has that been confirmed or 6 confirmed? Okay, it's confirmed. Okay.
Loki season 2 next year.
Bring her on, exactly. Bring her on.
Captain Marvel is Captain Marvel the most overhyped, underused character? I think when she shows up, she just proves that she's one of the most powerful characters. Like maybe she hasn't got enough screen time, like Endgame and whatnot. But when she does, she makes her presence known.
Overhyped, underused character. Kinda. I think it's a weird mix. Like I actually really like the Captain Marvel movie because it was set in the '90s.
Yeah.
I love Phil Coulson. He's one of my favorite characters in the MCU personally. Again, it was very heavy 90s. It was, you know, it's spacey and cosmic. So, I had a blast with that when he had the Skrulls.
Was fucking creepy.
Yeah. I mean, you had Ben Mendelsohn, dude. Like, I'm hype on that guy.
Ben Mendelsohn's so good.
But I know that there was I don't remember some of the controversy around her as much as it's being brought up and everything, and then she is never around. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of becoming a part of a bit as well too. And actually, MsMarvel, they do kind of that. There's a bit about that, about how she's like, well, why isn't she there to help with the
right?
You know,
because I feel like if she does show up, it's gonna be OP. You know, that's why she's not there. And I feel like that's why they made a point in Endgame for her to be like, a lot of space out there for me to cover.
Right, and that's
why she's never around, because she's so fucking far away, because she's the only one that can travel that far.
The Earth has the Avengers. Not every planet has the Avengers. So.
See, that's how they just work that in there. So that's why she's not fucking here all the time.
That's their explanation.
Because I mean, when she does show up, it's like, oh fuck, dude. The bad guy's like, what are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
She just came in and just took out Thanos' ship. Like, what do you want from us?
Right.
What do you want us to do? She's OP, man. She's dope, though. I dig her. So make sure you check this out. Let us know your thoughts on it. Tone?
Yep.
Let's move on to your baby. The one show, the only show that matters right now. Let's talk about episode 5 of Obi-Wan.
Holy fucking shit.
Good episode.
Holy
this
shit.
was probably the best episode of the series. I know you felt really strongly about the last one, but I feel like overall, in terms of everybody's story arcs, I feel like this was the best episode that we've seen out of the bunch.
We're not going to spoil anything. We don't.
Yeah,
spoil
no spoilers.
Anything.
No spoilers.
We don't spoil anything.
No spoilers. I'm not going to get into any stuff, but I will say, in terms of
no spoilers, guys.
In terms of like what we've seen here. No spoilers.
We don't get into spoilers, guys.
I'm not going into spoilers. Stick around.
Somebody put that in the text that in the chat. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
No spoilers. We don't do
spoilers. We ain't going to get into any specifics, but just general feelings on the show. I feel like it was the best episode to date. I feel like this was Reva's best episode to date. I know she's been a point of contention due to her questionable acting at times, and other times I would say writing was also an issue in multiple scenes. But I feel like this was her strongest episode in terms of her character arc. I really appreciated that side of it. There was also some great
Jay Hill, yes.
Stuff going on with Vader and Obi-Wan that I thought was really good too. It played out really, really well. Really well. Some flashbacks.
This, episode 3 was pretty dope for a lot of reasons, and this one is definitely extra doper for a lot more of those reasons. And I think what I really like about this is just you're still continuing to see Obi-Wan grow again and have more faith and comfortability. Like when you first see him, he's just on Tatooine, just looks like a front butt, like crying, he just not into anything. Like even to get him out to do what he needs to do, and Bail having him help, it was just like he had to really push him. Right now, you're starting to slowly see like him come up with ideas, or just trying to do something. Like you're seeing more of that confidence return and things of that nature. So, but yeah, the Reva, pretty much everything is starting to kind of like form. Like you're learning the actual drive for these characters,
the motivations,
and things are coming full circle finally. And it is things that some of us thought maybe, thankfully, I think. But more importantly, I mean, you're getting just this great growth of a character who was once lost. And I like, a lot of people are pointing out the parallels from the episodes to A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. This is like this episode, very ironically enough, outside of maybe some Empire Strikes Back, actually got a lot of, again, and this is not the first time in the series, and this is done, I know, solely on purpose, and probably a secret middle finger in the B for everybody. There's some shades, again, of The Last Jedi in this one. So, take it or leave it at that. I don't want that, sick of that debate too, but as a Star Wars fan. But again, it was a really great episode, and like so great to the point where certain things happen, and I'm just like, as soon as I'm done, I got in my Star Wars Signal channel. I'm like, fuck, that was fucking awesome. Like Jesus, like they all started off this morning at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, well, that episode was awesome. Like motherfuckers. But yeah, this show has definitely had some growing pains to get where it's at, and I'm not saying it's a perfect show. There's definitely some dialogue things and some questionable things still going on in the series, and I think we're just always gonna have to deal with that fact. But generally, as a Star Wars fan, it's still something really exciting because they're characters you care about, and things like that. There was also some dialogue in this where I'm like, Jesus, can we get somebody in here to fucking write some better dialogue for these characters? Because But like, there's a certain character in this that I really care about the most, and I just want more of him. And this definitely gave me some more of him, and I'm very excited about that. We got one episode left. Can we please
That's
get
crazy? We have one. This was the penultimate episode. We have one more to go.
What the fuck? Ready? I'm not gonna get it. I know I really wanted it, and one episode left. I was hoping that maybe in this episode we were gonna get some Hondo Anaka from the Clone Wars. But we still didn't get no Hondo, and I think it's a goddamn shame that we probably won't get a live action Hondo yet. That's all I fucking wanted. But again, at the end of this, we'll talk probably when the series is done. A lot of our critiques, and there's definitely going to be plenty of them, just like anything that seems to be coming out of the Disney Star Wars camp these days. But overall, I'm still having a good time with it. I feel like it's definitely got it's got more heart than Boba Fett, whereas Boba Fett just.
Boba Fett was like lost.
Boba Fett was more in name and suit and look, and was just kind of missing some of that core in there. And that wasn't Tamura's fault. That wasn't, Ming-Na Wa's fault. That wasn't anybody's fault like that. But it definitely was missing a little heart in there, and this kind of has that heart at least still too.
I like what Brian says. I was always curious how Obi-Wan aged so much between the prequels and A New Hope, but I get it now with him hanging out with young Leia. Kids age you like a motherfucker. They really do.
That's funny.
Yeah, and Leia definitely does enough just to keep you on edge. So that makes sense.
Cuddles. The trick is the last episode is actually going to be a Mando episode, and it won't even be a finale. So,
dude, if Mando shows up, I'm turning that show off.
It is rumored that this has been greenlit for a season 2.
Oh, really?
That was coming out last week. I'm really questionable about that because, again, we start seeing the Squid Games getting them second seasons and things like. Is this something that is going to need a second season? I guess we'll see at the end of this,
right?
Because there's only so much you can really fill in there when he's supposed to be just hanging out in Tatooine, right?
Right.
That mean like every fucking season. Well, it's new season, time to get off plan and go somewhere else. Like what? Like come on, he's already not been watching Luke for days now.
That's a valid point.
Kind of weird.
A valid point.
Kind of weird. So I mean, he could protect him from afar, I guess. I don't fucking know, but
is it bad? I don't even want to watch Squid Game season. Did you see what Netflix is doing?
I don't think so.
Did
honestly,
you see the story? What they're doing?
What?
They're doing a reality TV
I
show.
fucking saw. That's so fun. Yeah. Yes.
No,
sorry, everybody. Your Netflix will go up to $5 next year, so they can do a fucking show.
Yeah, dude. Squid Games is getting a reality show where 456 people battle for $4.56 million.
Is death going to be involved?
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I was like, dude. When I first saw this story, I immediately thought of Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm like. Here we go, dude. We are finally getting to live TV where people are being killed for money. Like, seriously, that's all I could think about was Running Man. I was like, finally, it's happening.
Fuck it, YOLO.
Let's go. I mean, grab a bunch of people who are like, fuck, man, I could use 4.5. Will I kill somebody for it? Hell yes.
Right.
But no, obviously, it probably won't be that. But I gotta believe, man, for 4.56 million, it's gotta be pretty extreme. I mean, you might not die, but I expect to see some fucking legs broken.
Jesus, all right.
Maybe a neck, like a spine ripped out, or a spinal displacement, or some shit. Like 4.56 million. If my price goes now, look, if my price goes up on Netflix, I want death. I want people to die.
You're a psychopath.
Well, you know what? If I'm paying for it, I want what I want. It is what it is. I hope there's a fat opera singer like Running Man. I can't remember that guy who was Mr. Electro. Because he was in that car and he was electric, and I think he was like, ah!
Yeah, maybe it was.
I think it was Electro was his name, or whatever the hell they came up with him.
You're a psychopath.
I'm just telling you, man.
You're still a psychopath.
Okay, well, you know.
Lacey, yes, I did. It is mentioned somewhere that because there's 2 suns on Tatooine, it does make you age faster as such. Crash, no. Let's see, moving on. He said he that's basically like Rebels at that point. That wouldn't be any. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, but nah. I don't know. I just don't think that Squid Games. We talked about that before. Like some things are just left
left alone, man.
Yeah.
But Netflix is Netflix.
However, I do like Hellraiser too.
I mean, yeah, you do.
I was watching that.
Squid Game becoming a product. Ironic. Maybe they have American Gladiators shooting tennis balls in. That'd be pretty sweet, man. No, I'm just saying, man. If it's 4.56 million, there has to be some. It has to be high stakes, right? It has to be high stakes. And like 456 people. What the fuck is the first game that has 456 people? I hope it's the fucking like hide and seek game. Or what's the game where you don't move peekaboo, Remember the first episode where they're all walking
Yeah.
and then they got to freeze? I wonder if that's, and maybe they don't actually have. Maybe they have like guys with like tennis or paintball guns. And that's what they use to shoot them. I don't know, but tennis balls with nails sticking out of them. See, half-assed. He gets it.
You guys are psychopaths.
He fucking gets it, man. Red light, green light.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, red light, green light, man.
Cuddles, you were probably a Nitro fan. That guy was an a-hole on American Gladiators. I could see you being a big fan of Nitro. Fuck Nitro.
Man, I forgot all about Amazing
No.
American Gladiators.
American Gladiators. I would stay up for that shit. I think that came on after SNL or something like that, like late on 66 or some shit like that. We'd watch, like, American Gladiators would come on after that. And I think late, then Howard Stern TV would come on. And
Did they try rebooting American Gladiators recently?
I think within the last decade they tried doing something like that. But, like, it was always dumb. Like, why didn't you have the gladiators fight each other? Instead you had normal people fighting the gladiators.
Yeah.
Like, that was boring.
Boff was a Malibu all the way. Big fan of Malibu. Crash says, I hate it's becoming a game show, but I'd compete, y'all. I can't lie. I'd fuck that shit up. Oh, Crash won't last 10 minutes, dude. Crash would be dead immediately. Female Jacks look like Rex Kwando's girlfriend.
Darla? Darla? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so.
You want a roundhouse kick to the face of T-Zone, baby?
Oh, my God. Somebody block Josie Wells for 20 minutes, please.
Break the wrist, walk away. Break the wrist, walk away.
So we're going to squeeze this into it. I forgot about this.
No.
We didn't do this last week. Before we get to the trailers, we do got to have this discussion. I feel like we're moving at a good pace right now, so we're going to squeeze it in. Are you ready, Tone?
No.
Let's see if it works. I don't even know if I have it set up right.
Meme debate.
That came through the... Guess it's a meme debate. Oh, it's a meme debate!
We got a meme debate.
We did. I forgot. I did
run
forget. I did
this
think about it for a
last
second.
week.
Yeah.
We meant to run this last week, but we ran out of time because we were fucking drunk and going on 3 hours. So, we moved it to this week. We have another meme debate. Not a terribly difficult one. It's a little bit different, but I thought it was pretty easy, but Tone struggled a little bit early on. But we got to have a meme debate. So, this week, you can only pick 2 bars.
Only 2.
He wanted 3 to be lenient. I said, fuck you, 2. You can choose 2 bars. That's it. Can't choose any more than that. You choose 2, the rest are gone. We have Snickers, 3 Musketeers, Mr. Goodbar, Baby Ruth,
Thank you. I was going to say, if you don't say it,
Butterfinger,
eat my shorts.
Payday, Milky Way, Grandma and Grandpa's 100 grand,
Where's Kate?
Twix, the caramel version,
Bullshit.
and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, not Reese's Pieces like Tone wanted because
They
that's
aren't
not
candy
the same.
bars.
Not candy bars.
Oh, this is easy. I'm going to go Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Snickers next.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Snickers.
Reese's everything numero uno. You could just put up all Reese's on there. Fast break,
The fast break is dope.
the fucking nut rage, dude. The nut rages back in the day. Fuck, yo.
Oh man, there are some. I'm concerned with some of our viewers.
There's
Hang on a
some
second.
questionable shit being coming up there.
Cuddles and you are on the same page. You and Crash are on the
That
same
is the right
page.
answer, King. You goddamn
Josie
right.
Wells says Reese's and Butterfingers. Okay.
But-
Okay. Miss Can says Snickers and Twix. Dungeon says Snickers and Butterfingers. Tricky says Twix and Reese's. Jay Hill, Snickers and 100 grand.
Dude, that 100 grand is a sleeper hit, bro. I'm telling you.
Brian Ball says Baby Ruth and Snickers.
Baby Ruth?
That Baby Ruth scene from Caddyshack, hilarious. Lacey says Twix and Milky Way. Milky Way. Okay. Tone, that's the only right answer. The Nutrageous are amazing. You're not wrong.
Take
3
five.
Musketeers is some vanilla sex in a wrapper.
Wait, what?
3 Musketeers is some vanilla sex in a wrapper. Ms. Can says only because I don't know the rest.
Oh,
That's
she
okay.
might not have all those over there.
Let's see. Take 5 needs to be up there. Says Ball. Oh, Take 5. Okay.
I think
all right.
I think Mr. Goodbar is definitely like a underrated hit as well too.
Dude, gun to my head.
I know, Josie. I know. No whatchamacallit. That's what I said too. Where's the fucking whatchamacallit, yo?
He wanted 100 grand over whatchamacallit. I had
Dude.
whatchamacallit. He goes, no, what about
no,
100
not true.
grand?
Whatchamacallit is
What
one of my
about 100
all-time faves,
grand?
yo.
Jeez.
Strawberry Charleston. You get the shit out of here with that. The fuck? Who says that?
Brian, I can't allow that one, dude. That's
Crunch Bar. You got a Crunch Bar up there. It's called the 100 grand. It's better than Crunch Bar. Trick.
Oh,
Recognize.
Man. Oh, man. Score bars.
Abba Zabba.
You my only friend.
What about a Zagnut? Zero?
Zagnut.
How about a 0? Who eating that
Every time
zero?
I think of Zagna, I think of Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, remember it's the fly? He's like, hey, you want one
Yeah,
of these?
yeah, dude. Heath bars are also. I'm a big toffee fan. M&M chocolate. Now you're stretching it. Come on.
Yeah, we're working a little too
Let's
hard.
pump
We're
the
working a little
brakes
too
here,
hard.
all right?
Gun to my head, Tone. I am.
Kit Kats. It's weird. Kit Kat's not up there. That's why I said we should have more in pick 3. But
I'm a fan of Snickers. But first up, I love Three Musketeers, man. I love the Three
it's
Musketeers.
fucking weird.
I do, dude. That whipped chocolate inside is so good.
It's fucking weird.
But it's got flavor, man.
Weird.
Three Musketeers
Controversial.
and upsetting Snickers. The upset, Payday. I
Love a
am
Payday.
a big fan of Paydays,
Okay.
dude.
Okay.
And I mean, I love peanut butter. I love Reese's. Reese's are great, but Paydays just hit a different way. That and Three Musketeers. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna follow suit. I'm not gonna do what everyone else is. I'm gonna be a fucking edgelord. Fuck
Reese's
Snickers and fuck Reese's. Payday and Three Musketeers.
Reese's Pieces is one of the best blizzards I've ever had, hands down. I swear to God.
Yeah,
Reese's
it's not bad.
Pieces.
It's not bad.
Reese's Pieces. No, Payday is actually amazing. Like the Three Musketeers, I feel like every time I had it, I'm like, I could have not had that and been all right. Butterfinger, I feel like you mentioned the other day, Butterfingers were better as a kid.
Dude,
but
I
nowadays,
hate Butterfingers now. I chew those things and I got like
They're
a
still
toothpick.
good,
I got a
but yeah,
toothpick
yeah.
in my mouth for like an hour.
Baby Ruths are not too bad, but I'd rather just have the Payday. Milky Ways are like definitely way better. I mean, pretty much the only controversial one up there for me is the Three Musketeers.
Okay, Brian Boff, Three Musketeers are trash. Okay, dude, I love you. We went to school together.
Definitely.
But I'm
NCD.
not afraid
Yeah.
to ban you for 5 minutes. Okay?
He's right. Three Musketeers are kind of trash,
Dude,
right?
they're not trash. Dude, Three Musketeers are fucking sexy,
They're
dude.
kind of bullshit.
Oh, you're kind of bullshit.
They're kind of some bullshit.
No, dude, they're so good.
I kind of agree with the chat on this one.
They're so good.
I mean, the Payday, I'm not going to fight you on. I think Paydays are absolutely incredible. I'm a big
I
fan of
think
those.
Paydays are-
well,
And
too.
you know what, dude? And I will say, if I want to go dark horse here,
Yeah.
Mr. Goodbar.
I'm telling you, it's a very underrated candy bar.
Dude, the dark horse here is Mr. Dungeons. You're trash. Ohio's trash. So I don't trust your opinion on anything. Unless it's beer. Then I'll listen to
They're
you.
filled with
They're
the
filled with the best
Yeah,
asbestos.
yeah, I agree with
Somebody
that.
put Brian Boff in timeout.
That's probably true.
Three Musketeers would be in the bottom half. You know what I've just discovered tonight? This community fucking sucks. This community is terrible. But I love you guys. But no, seriously, Mr. Goodbar is low-key underrated.
Dude, so they make them in the big bars now again. You can find them at like Meijer and shit.
Really?
Because you get those candy packs that got like the dark chocolate and the Hershey chocolate. I always gravitate towards the Mr. Goodbar. I feel like is the one that I just steal the most. I want that one.
Tricky said he would rather starve than eat a good bar. Come on, dude, really?
Dude, I know you like nuts more than that. Don't even fuck with me. Fuck out of here with that shit.
He likes to juggle them around.
Yeah, it's chocolate and peanuts.
You know what half-ass says? Peanut butter M&M's better than Reese's Pieces.
That's been coming up recently. And
But I
that's-
will say this then.
I'm pretty sure peanut M&Ms weren't in a movie.
I
E.T.,
will
what
say
up?
peanut M&Ms are better than both peanut butter M&Ms and better than Reese's Pieces. Peanut
That's a
M&Ms
tough
are
one,
top
because
tier.
I
man.
love peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms are top tier.
Peanut M&Ms. That's tough. That's tough for me as well too. How is a peanut butter M&M going to be better than a Reese's Pieces?
There's
Motherfucker,
more peanut butter.
Reese's Pieces. They paved the way for the
Dude,
peanut butter
the
M&M.
peanut butter M&Ms are
Paved the
basically
way.
the adult version of
No.
Reese's Pieces.
No, Reese's
They're
Pieces.
the big kids. Oh, okay, here's my son Anderson. Here, you want some Reese's Pieces? Yeah, Dad, thanks. Cool. I'm having peanut butter M&Ms. It's the big boys version.
Nobody's going to be eating.
You're a fucking
Nobody's going
weirdo.
to be eating peanut butter M&Ms and doing this to their friends. They're going to be doing that at Reese's Pieces.
Doing what?
You know the ET thing where you put it on your finger, motherfucker.
You're a fucking weirdo. Dude's right on this one. Thank you, Lacey.
Or
PB
shit.
M&Ms are great. They really are. This convo is taking me back to hitting up all those houses behind Myers on Halloween. Dude, I know exactly what that was
That
the
area back there in
hoity-toity.
Shields?
That's like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you were
Yeah.
getting that high quality king size shit, and they'd always be like, take what you want.
Yeah, and this is the only guy that's taking the Three Musketeers. Look at that shit.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
look, my God, the Three Musketeers. Oh, that's great, son. You're grounded.
My mom and dad just standing there disappointed, like, Jesus
Right,
Christ, that's
right.
our kid.
Hey, your dad's like, get him Mr. Good Bars out there, boy. See them good bars?
No, but I got Three Musketeers.
Yeah, no, Three Musketeers.
Not my kid. I want another test. Thanks, Dad.
Beats the shit out of you.
Unbelievable. What about
Dickhead.
those shit show snow caps? You can only get it snow caps.
Oh,
Wow.
that's great.
But you know what, dude? Now, and we talked about it before we put this one together. We were thinking like this. The candy bars is obviously fucking amazing, But you know what one we're going to do next? At some point. I'm not going to tell you when.
Excuse me.
We're not going to let you prepare. But at some point.
You guys are getting obscure out there.
But at some point, Little Debbie.
Yeah, we want to do a little Debbie.
Little Debbie meme debate.
And we're going to really put some thought on this one because I feel like there's some shit out there that people either forgot from their childhood or there's dark horses, like just these things you just don't realize are super underrated because you can't always find these either sometimes. Yeah.
Cuddles knows what's up.
Yeah. Oatmeal cream pie is definitely in top 5.
Because cream pies, they're amazing.
Probably oatmeal cream pie is probably my top 3.
Dude, do you know I'd be in heaven if I had this and an oatmeal cream pie and just going, you know, just have it running down the side of my face and down my
You're a sick fuck.
I'm just saying, dude, I'd be in cream pie heaven.
Brian,
cream pie heaven.
So I get made. So here's the thing, and I don't know if I've talked about it.
The neck. Oh my god.
So here's the thing,
Brian. I can't.
So here's the thing.
I'm disappointed.
I get made fun of for A, liking Grandpa cereals, it's called. B, also loving Grandpa candy.
What the hell's Grandpa cereals?
Like my favorite cereal is Crispix. It ain't chocolatey, it ain't marshmallowy, it's just Crispix. I love Raisin Bran. I love all the Grandpa cereals. I'll eat the other cereals. I love cereal. It's an amazing snack. But the second thing I get a lot of shit for is Grandpa candy love, because I grew up, still in the 80s. I love Werther's Original.
You would.
I do. And I do. I got them at work. And I love Necco wafers. I fucking love Necco wafers. And when they originally they were canned about 2 or 3 years ago, pre-COVID. And I don't know if that's still a thing, but how were the originals? Tone's got a pile of Werther's Original sitting by his Xbox.
I think Werther's is Werther's Original sitting by his Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
His autocorrect cooked in.
Gotcha.
Root beer barrels. Those weren't bad, dude. Root beer barrels.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of if they were good.
They were. I mean,
I haven't had them in a long
they
time.
were close enough to root beer. I mean, it ain't like having a fucking.
Was that the card candy or like the
no, they're
wax?
Like they're little barrels.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think they're all right.
I
Yeah.
know those.
But I like the Neapolitan Brock's candies and shit like that, like the old like fucking coconutty like pink stripe, the white.
Yeah.
Because like I grew up getting bulk candy at fucking Meijer like that. But I would eat a lot of bullshit like Grandpa candy and Necco wafers is pretty top notch. Big fan.
Hard butterscotch candies and the strawberry things, dude. Butterscotch. Dude. When it comes to pudding, I used to love butterscotch as a kid. I thought butterscotch was
butterscotch
like top tier.
is very top tier.
That was top tier.
My mom sometimes would make the chocolate pudding, but throw peanut butter in it. Whip peanut butter. Never did that. Whip some peanut butter up with your chocolate pudding.
No, I know your mom likes to put peanut butter on me though.
Okay. Hope she's watching right now, you piece of shit.
I hope she is too, because she better get another jar of peanut butter. She was out last time I was there.
Yeah, wash my laundry too.
Ew, the Neapolitan coconut bars. What's wrong with the Neapolitan coconut bar? I don't know what the fuck those are.
Those are the things I was talking about, those little Brock's candies.
Honey buns, iced or glazed? Glazed.
I like them both because they're both awesome.
Honestly, you put either one in front of me.
I was gonna say honey bun's awesome, but I'm not gonna complain about either. Like to me, it's either honey bun or zero, and I'll take honey bun all day.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I've been on a cinnamon chewing gum kick lately. Got my grandma game going.
My favorite gum is cinnamon as well too, like Big Red. But I also love fucking cinnamon gummy bears. Oh my fucking god, I'll go crazy on those ones too.
Let me tell you guys a story about sugar-free jelly beans.
She loved my peanut butter. No, I don't.
No?
You probably told that one before.
That was the worst experience of my fucking life, dude. I thought it was a joke.
Your butthole's like a void anyways.
Dude, and then I went with the I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of candy, but it was sugar free, but on the packaging, which was white, had like this lime green sugar free that I didn't see. And as I'm sitting there smashing stuff, I'm like, these are so good. And then finally, when I turned the lights on, because I was playing a game when I was smashing the whole bag, I looked at the bag and I noticed like, oh, sugar free is almost fucking transparent. And it happened again. It's pretty horrible. Didn't you shit yourself eating the gummies? Yes, I did, Crash. Well, no, I didn't shit myself, but sure he did. No, I really did. I just remember the time that I ate all those sugar-free gummy bears. I remember I went to bed and I mashed a whole bag, and I went to bed and it was like 10:30, and I just heard this like this bubble gut going on. And from that moment on till about 3, I spent most of the night in the bathroom. And I mean, dude, I thought for as much as I had gone to the bathroom, I thought for sure I would be 40 pounds less. Like it was horrific. And then I went on to Amazon and then seen all the comments on the sugar-free stuff. And dude, if you guys want to laugh, go to Amazon and just read the reviews on the sugar-free gummies or the sugar-free jelly beans.
What's the is it Habros?
Habros sugar-free. And dude, when you go to read the comments, there's like thousands and thousands of reviews, and they're hilarious. I remember one going, "Yeah, I bought a pack of these for my my mother-in-law for Christmas. Good times." Dude, the gastro adder thingy is not going to help me at all, bro. I'm beyond that point.
Yeah.
But no, I know. Hey, you know, I embraced my new title in the Discord. I embraced that. Sharticus. When I heard that, I was like, you know what? I dig it. And that's who I am now. I was actually going to have it right here under my name. I actually might do that next week. I'm going to say Sharticus right here. A.K.A. Sharticus. Think that'll give our show some credibility?
No.
You think it'll make us look cooler?
No.
Because I'm putting it on there. Sharticus 2, Dark Days. Dark shit. Dark Stains. Dark Stains.
There you go.
There you
Dark
go.
Stains.
I think that'd be fucking dope. I'd be cool with that. All right. Last week, we missed a couple trailers. Now, somebody mentioned the new Nope trailer. Tone, you watched it.
Yeah, don't.
And I'm not going to air that because I heard it's very spoilery.
I feel like that ruins everything. Like, everything's given away now.
So we are not going to air the new Nope trailer simply because I don't want to spoil it. And I love Jordan Peele's movies, and I love the mystique behind them, and I love the twist. So no, we are not going to run that trailer tonight. But we are going to run a couple trailers that we talked about last week. I know there's been a lot of trailers that have come out this week, but
well, King. It gives away. Was that you that asked? I don't remember. It gives away
Cuddles
literally.
wants to air some no to go see it because he's not a Jordan Peele guy.
It pretty much, like, when I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, okay. I guess we're just gonna out what everything is. Cool.
Once I heard that, I was like, I don't want to see it. I haven't even watched it. I have not watched the trailer. I'm 1 month away from watching this movie, so I'm just not going to watch the trailer. Especially because that's what I liked about the first trailer when it came out. I was like, oh, this is so mysterious. Like, what could this be? What could be the reason? And I don't know how spoilery the second trailer is, but the way you talked about it, I was like, I'm not fucking watching
I was really bummed about that.
Am not watching it. But we do have a pair of trailers we're going to check out tonight. We're going to check out this first one right now. This is for Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning Part 1. How do you do Part 7 and then Part 1? Oh, I don't know if it says it's 7. But anyways, let's check it out.
Your days of fighting for the so-called greater good are over. This is our chance to control the truth, the concepts of right and wrong for everyone for centuries to come. You're fighting to save an ideal that doesn't exist. Never did. You need to pick a side.
Now, look, I will always be a Daniel Craig fan. I'm always going to love his Bond movies. And I'm always going to be a Bourne fan. I love the Bourne movies. I actually thought the Bourne movies were like top tier. When those came out, I was like, this is the new spy espionage guy.
Agreed.
For sure, Jason Bourne. But, dude, the way Tom Cruise has taken this franchise after Ghost Protocol and Fallout and now this. There's another one in there as well. I can't remember the subtitle of it. But, dude, his movies, the Mission Impossible movies, have come a long ways from the first one. The Brian De Palma first one, the John Woo second one. And then it was when we did the first two, it was Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, the front guy. He's the main character. We had Luther. Luther was in there,
right.
and he was an integral part of it. But it was always about the focus on Ethan Hunt, and even more so in Mission Impossible 2. But when we got to 3, when we brought in, we had Philip Seymour Hoffman as the bad guy, and we brought in Simon Pegg, and we brought in some of these other. That's when they kind of evolved into the team aspect of it.
Which it was supposed to kind of
Which it was always supposed to be. Exactly. It was always supposed to be. And once they did that, it changed the whole dynamic of the movies. Like, look, Tom Cruise, you can say what you want about his personal life. Guy's out there. He's done some wild shit. But when it comes to his movies, he is a very meticulous person. He's very particular about things. He wants everything to be authentic. He's a perfectionist through and through when it comes to his action movies. Now, we can argue about The Mummy, whatever, you can say what you want to say about The Mummy, but when it comes to the Mission Impossible movies or even Top Gun recently, this guy just does not fuck around with his movies anymore. And you know what? I think as an actor, probably, and honestly, I think he is right now the biggest actor, the biggest star in the world. He generates more money than anybody. All of his movies are just massive movies. When you take yourself as the front guy, yes, you're part of a team, but when you're doing stunts that legitimately put your life in danger, that legitimately have insurance people on the set,
right,
panicking because they're like, you want to fucking do what?
Right.
You want to hang off the side of a fucking cargo plane as it's taking off?
Right.
You want to fucking halo jump from a plane? You want to jump off? You want to fly a helicopter and do a tailspin? What? This guy doesn't fuck around with his movies anymore, dude. And the thing is, I also feel like he's also done kind of like what they've done with like Cobra Kai. He's brought back a lot of characters and connections to the first one. We didn't see that so much in 3,
right.
But like now we I don't know if you remember Max from the first one. Her daughter is the one that's with them now. We know Luther's still a part of it. And in this episode, fucking awesome, Henry Czerny is back as Kittredge from the first movie.
Yeah.
He's back with the CIA, and he's back putting pressure on Hunt. I thought, when this trailer ran and I saw Kittredge, I was like, this is fucking incredible, dude.
That's pretty wild to bring comeback full circle.
They bring these characters back to a series. I mean, fuck, man, the first Mission Impossible was like 1995 or 1996.
Was it that old?
Yes, it's like 25 years ago. Henry Czerny is like the guy that's like hunting Hunt. But here he is again in this trailer, and you're just like, bruh. Henry Czerny is back as Kittredge.
96. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. They've done so well at just like completely just bringing all these characters back and making them relevant and putting them in meaningful roles. And dude, at the end of this trailer, when you see Tom Cruise ride off on a bike and jump off a mountain, that's him doing that stunt. Like he's literally driving off a cliff and falling.
It's fucking wild, man.
He doesn't care. He just wants it to be authentic. He wants it to be exciting. He wants it to he's like making action movies what they haven't been in a long time. Dude, we haven't seen this type of like practical, death-defying stunts since like Raiders or Temple. I mean, it's been a long time since actors have sat there and put their lives at risk, or they have stunt people putting their lives at risk to make these scenes edge of your seat exciting. His best role was Tropic Thunder. Changed my mind. It's really hard to argue that.
Les Grossman?
Les Grossman.
Yeah.
Seriously, one of the best performers. Dude, the Tropic Thunder is like right up there with like Kingpin or like the Big Lebowski for me. It's just like, it's a classic, man. It never, ever fucking gets old. And everybody in that movie is incredible. But your thoughts on this trailer, Tom? I mean, I know you got to get caught up again on the Mission Impossible
Yeah, I'm
movies.
a few behind at this point, but I've always enjoyed them. I actually felt like the first one never got the love because it was heavy espionage, which is what I loved about it. The second one was John Woo, so I was way into that, of course.
The John Woo one got a lot of shit, actually, and I love that one.
Yeah, fuck
I
that.
love that one.
Philip Seymour is third one's amazing as well too. And
Yep, awesome villain.
fourth, I can't seem to recall, but
I think the fourth one is when they brought in Jeremy Renner. That's
yeah.
So
I think I'm up to 4.
4 and 5.
Yep, I think I'm up to 4. But
there was Ghost Protocol, and I can't remember the fifth one. It goes Ghost Protocol, something else, Fallout, and this one.
Yeah, I know I want to get caught up because this looks awesome. I enjoy.
And I love the cast, dude. Everyone in this movie is good. I mean, Simon Pegg, you got Rebecca Ferguson. That's my girl, man. I love Rebecca Ferguson. Ving Rhames. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. We saw Del from Ozark. I don't know if he's the big bad in this movie. Mission Impossible: Days of Thunder was my favorite. Days of Thunder was just a hilariously bad movie. But I used to watch it a lot as a kid. I
love Days of Thunder.
Him and I remember it was who was Rusty? Who was Rusty Wheeler? He was Yondu.
Yeah,
Yondu.
I think his name off.
Can't remember his name off the top of my head. Rogue Nation. Thank you, Rogue Nation. That's what it was. Crash. And Carrie Eloise was the other driver, and Randy Quaid before he went crazy was the owner, and then Robert Duvall was the car guy.
Yeah,
Nicole Kidman was the doctor. I mean, it was a great cast, but it was just a goofy ass flick. But no, Days of Thunder is actually kind of a guilty pleasure.
That's awesome.
I'll definitely
I
watch
fucking love that movie.
But no, Mission Impossible. This is Dead Reckoning Part 1. Now I don't know if I can't remember the bad guy's name in the last one. He's been actually the bad guy in the last couple, and I know he doesn't die at the end of Fallout. I can't help but wonder if he's going to continue to be a nuisance to hunt in this one, or if there's something else brewing. But I fucking love these movies, dude. I love these movies. I think they get better and better. It's like here's the thing: the difference between this and like Fast and the Furious. I know all the time, every time these Fast and Furious movies come out, the reviews continue to get better and better. And every time I watch them, I'm like, these movies are just getting worse and worse. When I watch Mission Impossible, I'm like, these are actually getting better and better. Like, they just continue to evolve. The story running gets good. The action is edgier seat fucking believable. And it's just compelling. Great casting, great acting, great performances, great action. Tom Cruise just knows how to make a fucking exciting movie right now, dude. That's just the way it is. He just knows how to make an exciting fucking movie, and I can't wait for this coming out in July 2023. Hype as fuck. So, dope-ass trailer there, but it's all about family. It's all about family. All right, this next trailer, this is a Tone special.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that Tone almost cried last week because we didn't air it.
Right.
Wait, critics say the Fast and Furious movies keep getting better. Yes, dude. If you look at the Rotten scores, they continue to grow. Every time a Fast and Furious, they're like, oh my god, it's even better. Every time I watch, I'm like, these are just fucking ridiculous. But hey, you know what I know? I don't know shit because the movies make a ton of fucking money and people love it. So I digress. New bad guy called Whisper, played by Val Kilmer. Ooh, that'd be dope. I watched them, but just it is crazy. It is crazy. They're fucking stupid. All right, let's check out this next trailer for Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
The Earth sucks. Wait a minute. I think the floor's not working. Look at that number up there on the billboard. There's a 2 and then some kind of circle. No, dumbass, not that number. That one. 69. This show sucks. It's like just these fat people standing there. I am Cornholio. I need TV for my bunker. Who are you, fart knockers? Amusing, yes. Humorous, yes. Satirical comment on the time. Yes, amusing.
Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, a new movie streaming June 23rd, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Beavis, this changes everything.
There is nothing higher.
Disregard that at the top of the screen. It's not July. It's next weekend, June 23rd. Paramount Plus.
Guess
Beavis
what we're
and
watching,
Butthead
Draston?
Do the Universe. Tone, I'm gonna let you take the mic here, man. Get me hyped, dude.
I am a super fan. This is my childhood. There's 3 things I can paint that was my childhood, like far as things that I watched that shaped my humor. Certainly Beavis and Butthead is in that top 3, along with like Kevin Smith and probably something like In Living Color or something. This has me so excited. Listen, so in the early 2000s, Time Life would do like, here's these special sets you can buy for 4 installments of $24.99, right? I bought the Time Life Beavis and Butthead episodes. There's like 8 volumes of them, right?
Really?
So hyped to get these. DVD, mind you. Not a single one of them motherfuckers had the music videos. You know how mad I was after spending like $120-something on these fucking things?
What'd you learn?
Fuck the music industry for one. Because
I'd rather see a Doug movie. I did like Doug.
No,
Doug was sweet, man.
Cuddles, ban yourself. When the movie came out, when Do America came out, we skipped high school to go see this at a local theater. We're local, close for us, right? I'll never forget. We went and bought our tickets because we were worried that there were going to be a line for them. Don't worry, there wasn't. But we bought our tickets. We bought our tickets. Went back to Taco Bell, feasted, and then went back to the movie and had a blast with that. And then like I bought the soundtrack on CD, listened to it. Still love Red Hot Chili Peppers' Roller Coaster of Love. And then the series did make a comeback in the 2011 time frame. They put more episodes out, and those were just as awesome. We watched them. That's when all the roommates were up this weekend. That was when we were all living together. So every weekend, like a Thursday or something, they would drop new episodes, just like Game of Thrones for us. Like Sundays, Game of Thrones, Wednesdays and Thursdays, Beavis and Butthead, and we would watch every episode. And it'd be done. We'd be like, "Fuck!" Just like getting Game of Thrones, like we want more, kind of thing. Like it was still awesome to do the videos and everything. So. Listen, Mike Judge has never stopped to me being funny. Like he's always evolving. Like I didn't get deep into King of the Hill like a lot of folks did. I know people love King of the Hill.
I watched a little bit of it, man.
You know?
I thought it had its moments, but obviously when you think of something like Beavis and Butthead, and then you transition to King of the Hill, I think there is kind of like a lot to expect of your following.
Yeah.
But there were people from Beavis and Butthead who did follow along and go with it. But I mean. Like you said, Mike Judge is he's funny, whether he's doing shows, movies like The Office or anything like that. The guy's he has a mind.
Right. Yeah. And, listen, the antics that go on between, like some of the funniest comedic moments that I have and probably still use as bits to this day is from Beavis and Butthead. And everybody loved when they're sitting there and they're making fun of.
Not the Office Space. Go
Office Space, yeah. When they're making fun of the music videos. I mean, if you go back in time and you look how they impacted, it's just like anything else. Like you look at the 80s with the Satanic Panic with D&D. 90s had their blip on the radar. Came out with Beavis and Butthead when that kid burned down his house and shit like that. And they were trying to blame Beavis and Butthead like he watched it. And
Beavis and Butthead was basically my South Park.
Yeah.
Because like once I got to South Park came out, then it was like I was in college and so I was past that. But like that was my South Park because my parents were like, you can't watch this.
Right, yeah.
You can't watch this. It's so bad.
Right, same. So, like, I would have to go to my grandparents were the ones that had satellite out in the country to be able to watch anything like this. They had the MTV, so that's where I would go and stay up late as fuck watching nonstop Buzzbin clips and new videos coming out, Beavis and Butthead, Aeon Flux, and all their other animation shit. Daria and stuff like that as well, too. Diarrhea. But yeah, so I am super stoked, and I know that I'm like a small amount of people out there that still enjoy or grew up on this sort of shit. But again, like I said, this is my childhood, dude. So I am super stoked. Like I said, they created a lot of waves back in the day and got blamed for a lot of different things as well too. It was a phenom, just like when South Park came around early. Late 98 or whatever, 97. That became a phenom as well too. And this is not meant for anybody but people like me.
No. Again, this is kind of for, like you said, it's a niche audience.
Oh yeah,
an audience that's looking for some nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'll watch this shit. I'm expecting this just to be juvenile fun. Like this is just going to be shenanigans. It's just like
you saw the jokes.
If you know, you know.
You know what you're getting. Yeah, I'm not looking for anything different. There's a reason why I enjoy this.
Nobody's going into this thinking. But the thing that was always interesting about Beavis and Butthead is there was always
right, Josie.
some social, like, just undertones. Like, there were little things in the show you're just like, oh, that's actually it was more clever than you would
Mike
think.
Judge.
He knew, hit a pulse on everything.
Mike Judge gets things.
Yeah, he gets it. And like sure they wouldn't be, some of them were very, very subtle, but when you step back and you look at the grand scheme of what he's telling in his story, there are some underlying social issues that he addresses, but it's all through that crude juvenile behavior, that crude juvenile humor. But if you step back and you think about it, you can appreciate how smart Mike Judge is. Like, he really knows what he's talking about when he does these stories.
No, this isn't trying to brain bust anything. This is not what Beavis and Butthead does at all.
Yeah, this is not deep-seated stuff, but he is smart enough to work certain angles in there to where you're like, oh, if you're looking for toilet humor, you're gonna get it. But if you stop for a second, you'll also appreciate some of the smarter shit that he's got mixed in there. So,
anybody else ever play Hawkaloogie on the PC growing up as a kid? The MTV Beavis and Butthead game. You literally are on top of Highland High School, and you hold the mouse down. You can use either Beavis or Butthead. I think they were different on their loogies and how many they got, but cars would drive by, and then the squirrel would end up on like the school sign, and you would get most points if you can nail that squirrel from Hawk and Loogie. You have to hold down and learn your time. Yeah, fucking hours playing that.
Josie says, it's better than Bob's Burgers. I never watched anything of Bob's Burgers.
But
I know it has its audience.
You
don't make a movie if the show ain't any good. Yeah. If it doesn't have an audience.
It's all right. I don't mind it. There's some really good, funny humor in that as well too.
Is it really? I've never watched an episode.
I'm not like my wife's a super fan, but I'm just like
not top tier stuff, but decent.
I
like the voice actor. He does Archer.
Yeah. No, I like Bob's Burgers. I just don't love it like a lot of people do. Like, but it's playing nonstop in my fucking house. I like more on the nose toilet humor.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, dude. I want some just sick ass humor. But no, we can expect to. We'll definitely be covering that. That comes out next weekend. So we'll definitely watch it. Man, next weekend we're actually gonna have a couple movies to talk about. Next weekend is hype, dude, because not only are we gonna have Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, we're also gonna have Black Phone. We get to see Ethan Hawke's horror movie that comes out next weekend. So we'll have a beefy show for July, or the week leading up to the 4th of July. We'll have a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of, because I think we'll have the Obi-Wan finale. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive for Obi-Wan that week of the 4th of July before we get to it.
After next week?
Yep. After next week. Because like next week we'll stay spoiler free, and then the following week maybe we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive. I'm honestly just watching for Tina and Louise.
Well, the son, I think, has some of the best lines, though. He has like really like toilet humor lines, and his dad will be like, Gene. Yeah, it's Gene. Like, don't say that. Like, he'll say something on the nose, and I'll be in another room, like, did he just say what I think he said? And everybody's like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. Oh,
Elvis comes out next Friday too. Another Tom Hanks flick. We got a busy week next weekend, man. We got a lot of movies coming out next week.
Elvis movie bad.
It's gonna be crazy. We got a lot of stuff to watch, man. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Obviously, the last show we talked about the PlayStation State of Play. This past Sunday, we had a big showcase. We had, obviously, Summer Game Fest is going on right now, and the Xbox Bethesda showcase was one of the tentpole shows that was supposed to drop during Game Fest. We saw a lot of games. I think there was 30-plus games that we saw during this presentation, about an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes. There was a lot of great stuff here, and we also saw that over the next 12 months, and I think that's interesting to point out because I thought Diablo 4 would be a fall title, but this thing, as of right now, along with all these games, are coming to Xbox PC, and there are some games in here that are coming to PlayStation as well, which was really weird. They had an embargo where the new Persona games, not so much Persona 4 or Persona 5, but Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 are also coming to PlayStation. But they had a weird embargo where the press couldn't even announce it for 48 hours until after this event. Like, Microsoft really wanted them to think it's only coming to Xbox. Anyways, all these games, and there's a lot of them, are coming to Xbox over the next 12 months. And a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them, are also hitting Game Pass, which is fucking dope. Again, Game Pass, at this point, you guys, if you don't have Game Pass and you have an Xbox or a PC, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. Can't help you. Can't help you. But, Tone, we saw a ton of shit, and we're going to talk about some of the games that stood out to us, and obviously the one last thing, we'll address Starfield here shortly. But, Tone, we saw all this stuff, man. Is there anything... I mean, first of all, overall presentation, I thought it was great. I thought this was a great presentation. Anytime that you just roll trailer after trailer after trailer with very few moments where you bring on some... I don't mind hearing from game directors and people who make the games, but when you have like somebody like, look, I like Phil Spencer, but I don't want to hear what Phil Spencer has to say. I want to hear what the game developers have to say, and I want to see the fucking trailers. I like Phil. I think Phil's great for the industry. He's great for Xbox. He does a great job there. But I thought overall this was a great presentation for an hour and 30 minutes. We saw a shit ton of games. There was a lot of great titles, and in 2022, I'd say one of the titles I'm most excited about from Xbox is going to be Scorn. That comes out on October 21st. It's a horror game. We saw more of that at this presentation. I'm on board for that shit. I don't know how you feel. I know you're a horror fan. Obviously, I mean, shit, dude, if you look at this now, we have Scorn in October. Then we have Callisto Protocol in December. And then we have, Resident Evil, Dead Space in January. And then we have Resident Evil 4 Remastered in March. We have a lot, dude. I'm telling you, if y'all like horror,
you like horrors,
we're eating good. But the first standout for me was definitely Scorn. I was really excited about Scorn. I really want to play it. It's coming to Game Pass. Really excited for that one. Tone, what else stood out to you in this?
What was that Metroidvania one? I keep forgetting its name.
The Last Case of Benedict Fox, which comes out in 2023.
That's the Lovecraftian with
the Lovecraftian Metroidvania.
That one got me really hyped. Honestly, the big one for me, really random too, because it's coming everywhere, was honestly seeing more Diablo 4.
Oh my god, dude,
that was the big one for me. That was what I was the most excited to see. Just because it's fucking, I know you guys are all on the mobile thing. I'm still hit or miss, I guess, on that, but a true sequel to some Diablo, though, having 4 and seeing some gameplay and how fucking gnarly that looked, and it's fucking crossplay,
crossplay, cross progression.
The big games are now
huge.
Starting to be crossplay, and I feel like that isn't it's something we've been complaining about, wanting for a long time around here. And now that it's starting to happen, nobody's talking about it loud enough. Like, crossplay, cross saves. Yes, this is happening. Like, we're finally getting full on to that point. It's getting better now. Evil Dead, take or hate, whatever it's been going on with
Evil
that
Dead
recently.
Implemented one of the best crossplay systems, because a lot, like for example, with Capcom, you can go on there now and you can link your accounts and whatnot. I link my accounts for Street Fighter 6. I won't play it, but I mean much. But I linked my stuff up, so I was ready to go. But the thing about Evil Dead that's fucking dope, and why I feel like they handle it the best I've seen so far, is with some of these other publishers, when they do crossplay, you have to go to BlizzNet and create an account and link everything.
Fuck all that shit.
The way Evil Dead does it is it just, whatever fucking platform you're on, that's your fucking name. Now, look, the reason you have to link your stuff to Capcom and to BlizzNet is so you can do cross progression. Mm-hmm. That's important. You can't do cross progression in Evil Dead because it's linked to your username.
I get it.
Whatever platform you're on. But in terms of accessibility and ease of use, Evil Dead has nailed it. But Evil Dead is a different type of game. Diablo now, that's a game where I think cross progression is super fucking important.
That's
now,
huge.
did they announce? And I don't know if anyone saw it. I don't know if you saw on Diablo's post. If anyone can confirm this or look this up, is Diablo 4 going to get a port to the Nintendo Switch?
I don't think they even talked about that.
I don't think they did, and they probably won't, because that thing would probably fucking melt the Switch. But that, honestly, honest to God, man, that's the only time when you have cross play. The only time I give a shit about the Switch is when cross progression is mentioned, because then I can take my Switch with me if I go somewhere and continue my character. Unfortunately, it seems that Diablo 4 will not be releasing on the Nintendo Switch. So for myself, cross progression doesn't really matter to me because I'm always going to play on console, and I'm always going to just play on one. And if crossplay is there, I don't give a fuck what system I'm on. I like collecting at that time. It just comes down to, I like collecting achievements or trophies. I'm more of a trophy guy. I'll play it on PlayStation. Crossplay is a thing. I don't fucking care. Now, if Nintendo Switch were to get a port down the line, cross progression becomes sexy as fuck. It becomes sexy as fuck
Well,
because
what about
now-
xCloud?
You know what? If xCloud, that's a valid point. That's a really good point. It's a really good point. Of course, it wouldn't be on Switch. It isn't rated T. Hey, man, Diablo 3 is on Switch, and that game runs fucking phenomenal. That I will still argue to this day that is one of the best ports ever from the Nintendo Switch. That game runs flawlessly and looks just as good. It's a sexy-ass port, so it bums me out that we will not be seeing a Switch on there. First up, the Switch simply isn't as powerful as the PS4 and Xbox One. Games that run on the consoles are near 60 frames. I mean, hey, look. I would argue that Diablo 3, even though it's a PS3 game, Xbox 360 game, or I'm sorry, PS4. What, did it start on 360 and PS3 though?
Yes.
It did start there, and it did get ported over to the PS4 and Xbox One. That game still ran at 60 frames, and that thing was sexy as fuck on the Switch. So I don't know if I really buy into that. Maybe it's just the sheer size. Now this is a different Diablo game.
Well, that's what
It's
I'm
a
saying. You're
shared
talking
world
about
now.
a decade long. I mean, Diablo 3 came out in like 2011,
That's a valid
2010.
point. That's a valid point.
You know what I mean? And the good news is, though, is that there's rumors of a new Switch coming. So
I mean, there's always rumors of a new Switch
Yeah,
coming.
just
you know,
saying.
just give it beefy. But Tone, no, I'm with you, man. Like when they ran this trailer, we learned a lot about what Diablo 4 is, and it sounds like it's going to be taking a lot of the stuff that makes
Right.
Diablo Immortal so impressive. And the thing that I remember, Dungeons, the first time he jumped into Diablo Immortal, he was like, "Oh, they MMO'd this bitch. It's an open shared world." There's people everywhere. It's a shared world. Now, obviously, this being a full price game, this is not coming to Game Pass. There's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, it's coming to Game Pass." If you look at this graphic, Diablo 4 is up at the top left of 2023. There is no Game Pass above it. This is a full-on price title that is going to be supported for years to come. This is essentially becoming a live service game, much like Diablo Immortal.
which is interesting because it is Active Blizzard.
It is Active Blizzard. So now, whether or not they're going to do their bullshit that they did with Immortal, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that have spoken, have shared their displeasure with Immortal and some of the pay-to-win aspects of it. For this being a full-on price title, and they've already, they've said that anything that you can purchase is either going to be cosmetic only or expansions. So none of this fucking, I need some resources to boost my stuff. That's not going to be in this game, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Active Blizzard's is like a little EA. They got a little EA in their blood. But Tone, what we saw from this trailer, dude, there was multiple things at the show. We're going to see outposts that we have to raid that we can turn into new cities that we can go into and set up camps.
PvP.
But Christ, dude, the one thing that really stood out to me was the world events.
Yeah, man.
Dude, when that portal opened up and that giant beast came through and like tons of people started getting in on the action, getting in on the fighting, I was like, whoa. Okay. I love world events. I love public events that just kick off. I mean, I didn't play WoW or anything like that, but when I first played Destiny, I remember when public events kicked in, I was like, oh, this is dope.
Right.
I'm just in this fucking area doing patrols and whatnot, and all of a sudden something kicks off, like, oh, shit, what's going on? Oh, it's a public event? Cool. When I saw this in Diablo, I was like, okay, I can do this. If there's one game that has a better loot system in place, it's always going to be Diablo. I love their loot system in Diablo. It's better than Destiny's. I love needing a grind. And if you take something like Diablo and move it into a live service type of situation, even more so than Diablo 3 was, it's going to be hard to put this one down, dude.
Sure. I think, Diablo clearly was a big thing, I think, for me. And this is, and for perspective, for everybody's perspective here, like, my problem is like, it's funny as we're sitting here talking about Diablo 4 and they showed all these games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really jumped out to me. I mean, here's the thing, and very honestly, I'm already seeing it with the PlayStation upgrade too, which I assume was going to happen. Game Pass is great. It's gaming on a budget, but I've said this before numerous times here. That's exactly what the games you're kind of getting on there. So, like, nothing really jumps out to me. I only have time to play, for the most part, 90% of the time, big titles. So I'm looking for big titles. That's, all the little stuff in between is going to be great for those who want to play them, who get the value of Game Pass, because I do not get the value of Game Pass for $15 a month at all. So for those folks that do, that's great. But, like, I'm looking for the big stuff. I want the meaty stuff, and that's why I gravitated, mostly to like Diablo and even really kind of to a degree Starfield as well too. So, I know there's a lot of folks out there that are excited about a lot of this stuff, but again, like when you're paying for a service, you're like the big stuff that you want to see. Like I just wasn't feeling that or seeing that. There's some good stuff out there. Don't get me wrong, but for me, I'm just like, It was all right. And then, to kind of equate that with the new PlayStation launch this week, before I haven't even upgraded that yet, too. I went on there and started looking at the games. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
What the fuck? So, I mean, again, people are going to find value out there, but, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. These aren't like big, huge AAA games as well, too. And not that you can't find fun and entertainment in those, and that's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, for $15 a month, I kind of feel like if they want to pull me into it, you got to come swinging a little bit harder.
Right. One game that did definitely stand out to me was Arcane Studios' Redfall. Now, we heard a little bit of
That's been the big one. I'd say that's probably the biggest one.
I think that's the one that had the best showing because we hadn't really seen any gameplay. The last time we saw Redfall when it was first revealed was all CGI trailer. But when we got to the actual gameplay of it, look, I love Arcane. Okay, I think Arcane is great. The Dishonored games are fucking fantastic. Prey, for by all accounts, is a great game. I am a huge fan of Arcane Studios. And so for them to create a Left 4 Dead style cooperative shooter that still allows you to approach every scenario differently with those unique powers, those unique weapons, Arcane Studios is criminally underrated underneath the Bethesda umbrella. I mean, there's always Bethesda Game Studios and Machine Games.
I would debate they're one of their better ones.
Arcane is top tiers fucking good. And so I'm really excited for Redfall. I thought that was a great showing. I thought it looked fun. It looked exciting. And as a fan of Arcane, I know what to expect from their games in terms of the gameplay loop, the polish, the quality of it, and just the fact that you can approach literally every situation differently every single time is fucking awesome. So in my opinion, Redfall had the best showing out of all the Xbox game studios. Their first party stuff.
I think a lot of people agree with that.
The third party stuff was great. Obviously, having Diablo stuff there, but I'm talking about like in terms of first party game studio stuff, especially from Bethesda. Redfall was easily the best show. It was that good. It was just I was like, okay, I'm ready for this fucking game. Fortunately, it's 2023. That's okay. 2023 is shaping up to be an absolute nightmare. But at the same time, 2023 is proving to be the absolute reason to have Game Pass. Because all these games are going to be out there, I don't have to pay for them, dude. I'm doing I've got my subscription paid for. I'm good to go. I'm just getting these games.
Maybe I'll start getting value in 2023.
I don't have.
We'll
I mean, I've gotten value out of it now.
I'm saying not you
personally.
I don't give a shit about you.
No,
I'm talking about moi.
Well, yeah, I know you don't, but
I'm talking about me.
Moi.
Talking about moi.
Moi. But no, like it's really gonna just be an absolute fucking killer year for Game Pass. And again, it's just you're gonna get what you get. So those were like some of the titles. I mean, look, there was a lot of titles like Grounded. The way they're expanding on that game, we saw more stuff for Sea of Thieves. We saw a lot of great indie titles mixed in there. This was a strong presentation. But I think the one point of contention and the one thing we need to talk about is the one last thing. We've been here, we've been waiting, dude. We've been waiting for gameplay from Starfield.
Halo Infinite.
From Starfield. And, look.
Yeah, full release, yeah.
When it comes to Starfield, let me preface this by saying that I absolutely fucking love Elder Scrolls, and I absolutely fucking love Fallout. Okay, I am a huge fan. I know you're indifferent of it, and that's cool. I am a huge fan of Bethesda's RPGs through and through. Glitches and all, technical issues and all. I've just always been invested. I've always enjoyed the worlds that they've created. Okay? Leading up to this, we have constantly heard from every talking head at Xbox. We've heard from Pete Hines. We've heard from Todd Howard at Bethesda. And the same thing is always said. When you jump into Starfield, this is going to be something you've never seen before. This is something unlike what you've ever seen before. When you say shit like that, dude, you set expectations. Very, very high expectations. I want to see something, guess what, Tom, that I haven't seen before.
Do you?
I do, because they told me that. And I know a Bethesda game, and everyone's like, oh, it's going to be, leading up to the show, everyone's like, oh, it's going to be Fallout in space. But, well, no, because they said this will be something you've never seen before. So I'm hyped. As a fan of Fallout and Elder Scrolls, I'm fucking hyped. And we get the gameplay reveal. And good-looking game. But the performance was questionable. But it's not even that, dude. It's not even the performance issues. I mean, the Bethesda, like, look, if you're expecting a finely polished, tuned game from Bethesda, that's on you. That's on you. But we see some generic-ass gunplay that I've seen thousands of times before in Fallout without a VAT system. I hope there's a VAT system. I always liked the VAT system in 4, in all the Fallout games. So we see this first-person shooting that was like, okay, I mean, I've seen this before. And then my man is walking around and he starts scanning resources on the planet and mining them. I'm like, well, I've seen that before. I know what that is. I mean, I've seen that in fucking No Man's Sky. Okay. And all the journalists are like, oh, you can't compare it to No Man's Sky. Yes, I can. I'm not saying this is No Man's Sky per se, but the way my man walks up and starts scanning shit like he does in Mass Effect or fucking No Man's Sky, I've seen this before. And they're like, oh, well, you can build a settlement. I've seen that before in Fallout, in Ark, in every other survival game. Okay, cool. What else you got? Oh, you can build a ship. Rebel Galaxy. Fucking Eve.
Elite Dangerous.
I've seen all of this.
No Man's Sky.
I've seen all this. There's gonna be thousands of planets procedurally generated. I've seen that before. I've seen all of this before. Yet before the reveal, they're like, you've never played a game like this before. And they run a reveal trailer. The performance in the game is questionable. And I've seen everything before. You are hyping this up way too fucking much. If this is your first reveal of gameplay of what the fuck your game is, I need more. They're saying, oh, this is the most anticipated title in 20 years of Xbox. No, it's not. Redfall is more anticipated than this right now. And if journalists and influencers out there want to tell me you can't compare them to these games, then don't put out a fucking reveal that does everything that all these other games do and tell me this is something you've never seen before. Now, look, there's a long time between now and when the game launches. And maybe they're playing things close to the chest. But when you're revealing a fucking game for the first time, when they're revealing a game for the first time as the most anticipated game ever, and you run out some generic shit like this, you have failed.
Somebody made a joke about, hey, Bethesda showed us a planet, and it was brown and dreary. Like there was no floor or fauna.
Thousands of planets procedurally generated. Guess what? Seen it before. And when you do procedural generation, like, look, I love how procedural generation allows you to create more content. These planets that you're going to, there's 4 major planets in Starfield. Some of them have massive cities in it. That's cool. There's 1,000 planets in the game. If you're expecting some kind of like crazy fucking detailed planet on any of these other 996 planets, prepare yourself. I just hope that when it comes to a Bethesda game, there's an interesting plot, there's good writing, there's good branching story arcs, there's different factions. This was not a good reveal. As somebody who is a fan of Bethesda, as somebody who likes their RPGs, this was a weak reveal. It was a weak reveal. And I know at some point before the game launches, we'll probably get something else that's going to show more. I hope so. But if this is their most anticipated launch in the last 20 years of Xbox, expectations should be lowered. This looks like Fallout meets No Man's Sky in space. And that's just not enough for this type of hype. Now, as somebody who is a fan of No Man's Sky and sci-fi and RPGs in general, I want to get your thoughts.
I mean, seeing it intrigued me more. Being able to see it kind of operate, I don't like the VAT system at all. Actually,
Really? I love that system.
I don't like that if you have a shotgun in your hand and you didn't put enough points in a shotgun, even if it's at 30% accuracy because you use a shotgun, but I'm at point blank, I missed 3 times.
I hate that.
That's not a good fucking system. That's an excuse to have a really, really unique RPG system or whatever. It's not unique. It's fucking lazy fucking game development. It's stupid as fuck.
Carlos says maybe Rob Zombie should have done the reveal trailer.
Fallout would have been more fun if it could just be a third-person shooter or something.
It can be if you change the perspective.
Yeah, or just grab a melee too weapon because those are more powerful in those
You can
games.
play those in third perspective.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying you can third person.
You get stuck with a lot of bullshit though, like
There is-
because you'll be shooting shit that's point blank to you, and you're like, why am I missing?
That's
point
he's
fucking
not wrong.
blank.
He's
This
not
is
wrong.
point fucking blank. It's fucking lazy game development. I can't stand it. Listen. I loved Skyrim. I played that in 2011. Put 110 hours into it. I've talked about this before. After the 75th iteration of everything that's ever been on, and people pointing fingers at other game development companies that put out the same game all the time. These are the same fucking people that fucking buy Skyrim every fucking rendition that comes on a console.
Oh my.
I fucking don't care. This reveal was more intriguing to me because I got to see what it was going to be like, which very looked like Fallout in space. I hate to say it, but it did have the No Man's Sky elements, which I really liked. I put a lot of time into No Man's Sky at least at one time, and it's continued to grow. And over time, that's a whole other topic to get into that I definitely don't want to get into. You can talk about Hello Games all day, I think, but it's definitely evolved at the very least. And I just felt it was kind of underwhelming as well too. Like, it intrigued me more to the point where I'm like, excuse me, if that's on Game Pass, I'd probably download and play it. Am I caring about it? Am I thinking about it? Well, only because everybody after the fucking showcase trended on Twitter comparing it to No Man's Sky. I didn't have to put any work into that. I watched that and saw that myself. And the next thing you know, on Twitter after it, for a day, everybody's already fucking doing it. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not alone at least on that, but I wasn't going to say it out loud necessarily either. I like the color palette a little bit more. No Man's Sky, it's a little bit more brighter or whatever.
And I hope some of the obviously the planets that we saw in this trailer.
Yeah, and I'm sure like
is very bare.
But I just felt like if you're going to showcase that, why would you not show more flora?
Show one of the biggest cities you've ever created. The first reveal we saw of No Man's Sky, you were coming out of a cave with all this flora and fauna and a fucking alien brontosaurus walking by. Yeah.
That's what I was looking for out of Starfield. Like, if they're going into the action RPG-ness of it, that's fine and dandy. If there's good storytelling involved as well, too, that's also important. But you're telling me there's 4 main planet hubs and they're touting 1,000 planets? Yeah, you're damn right. All the other planets are going to look fucking generic and procedurally generated.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking boring. I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah.
I would expect more than that, I think, at this point. So, and I know that that's how it's got to work because I got to build the planets, but again, like, listen, I'm pretty open about my all rightness with Bethesda games just generally. I don't like games that continue to come out that are buggy or have issues and people just going, oh, it's just a Bethesda release. Oh, like that's a fucking pat on the hand. I hate those kind of like free passes for everybody. Like, you can talk about things individually all the time, but when it's become like a bit and people recognize it, I'm not okay with that. But at the end of the day, I hope it succeeds. Like, I don't want to see the thing fail. Like,
right. I hope it lives up to the hype
it's supposed to be
built.
it's supposed to be a big AAA now title for in-house Xbox. Awesome, great. I hope everybody gets what they want out of it. But like, again, like, call a spade if you need to. If it comes out and it's not running like running like shit, say it because I want to know, right? But I don't know. We'll see. They got some time ahead. So like a lot of the other little things, I'm not overly sweating, but. I just expected more from that reveal, and after the reveal's done, I was like, God damn, if I didn't feel like that was kind of underwhelming. Surprisingly, I was surprised by that, So I think I'm more excited for Skyrim 6 at this point, but, I wanted to be way more excited because it is space and sci-fi, but I got to be realistic about it, too.
I mean, like, look, and again, we are not writing this game off. We are not saying this thing's going to be disappointing. I'm just saying it was a disappointing reveal. If Bethesda has shown
there's
one
a lot of people.
When it comes to Bethesda, when their games come out, they are usually revered. And sure, some might be, just doing it because it's Bethesda, like Tone said. I mean, there are some people who will just.
There's fanboys and everything, so you got to.
It really is. So it's difficult at times,
it.
but like whether or not this thing lives up to the title that the Xbox people are labeling as, like, something you've never played before and the biggest, most expected or most anticipated game in Xbox history, that was revealed did absolutely nothing to help your cause there. So you need something else soon. I like what Jay Hill says. I don't know those games you're comparing them to, but I was just annoyed that they still had machine guns 300 years in the future.
I
Not
agree.
wrong.
Every time somebody brings that bit up, it's hard for me to fucking disagree with that.
No?
Like even in Mass Effect Andromeda, like we're somebody just fabricating bullets out here, and maybe in the future when we 3D print everything in 2 seconds, maybe it's the easiest way instead of using like proton phasers or some shit. But I always find that
Still using
odd
SMGs,
too.
shotguns, and LMGs, man.
Yeah, it is kind of odd, kind of an odd choice. Like I would expect a little bit different too,
But hey, you know what?
yeah, exactly. There you go, Cuddles. Why
Change what works? Right? Yeah, it's
I
just
just always find that funny when there's always somebody that points that out, but I'm like, oh yeah,
it's a valid point.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a valid
300
point.
years
Fair
in the
enough.
future, we're still using fucking bullets.
yeah, weird.
Okay, cool.
Fair
Whatever
enough.
works. All right. So moving on to our final topic. Probably one of the most unexpectedly funny movies of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. And we had heard a little bit of buzz about this movie. We talked about it before it came out. We had some questions about the trailer, about the voices of the characters.
I got really heated about it last summer.
He got very heated about it when the trailer first came out. And prior to watching it, I remember I went on Disney Plus and I seen it was rated PG. And I was like, oh. I remember I asked him, I go, do we really want to watch this? Is this gonna be any good? Is this gonna be interesting? PG, that's that really tempers your expectations. This is probably one of the most entertaining PG movies I've seen in my adult life. This movie is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's for fans of Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
But, Tone, we talked about before the show. It's been a while since I've seen a Disney or DreamWorks movie, and I'm sure I haven't watched them all, so maybe it's still a thing I feel like it is an art form to be able to make a movie for kids rated PG, but still have jokes layered throughout where only adults will get it. Shrek was one of the best of the best when it came to that. There were so many parts in the Shrek movies you were just like, oh, man, that was risque, but the kids would never get it, but the adults did. That's an art form. That is a fucking bona fide art form. And Chippendale Rescue Rangers is not only great for nostalgia for fans of the series, but for adults, because there is just enough going on where you're like, man, this is actually kind of fucking entertaining.
What makes it unique, I think, is that they didn't, like a lot of those films like Shrek, I think, were built for children as well, too, and they want to get the parents involved and make them like, this was built for us.
This is not built for kids. I'm sure there's kids that'll watch this, but they won't understand
They built this for the adults, but made it that
you can watch it with
that
your
the kids can watch it, which is really unique. And yeah, like last year when I was pissed about it because Dale's voice, I'm like, what the fuck is up with his voice? Well, now, like
that's the meta portion of it.
Blanco said last year as well too, and I'll never forget it. He's like, think of it more like a VH1 behind the music.
Yep.
They're doing voices and bits, and I was like, oh, whatever, fucking ever. And then, sure enough, as we get closer, we're starting to see more trailers. Okay, it looks like he was kind of right on that, and people were kind of pointing that out, like it's more of like a almost like a weird biopic or something. I don't fucking know, but here we are, and honestly, yeah, it was actually really entertaining. It was definitely meant for all that nostalgia. Like it was made for us, and at the end of the day, like the story was entertaining. I was entertained the entire time watching the film, and I didn't expect it to be as funny along with that as well too. Like I'm very perplexed in how they did this. Now I know Lonely Island guys are the ones that I think it was Yorma who directed it. Maybe I don't remember if it was Yorma or not. Maybe it was Keeve. But Andy Samberg does the voice of Dale. I forgot about that for a while. The bit with the Dead Eyes from Polar Express is hands down the funniest thing for me in the
Cuddle
entire
says,
film.
I haven't watched it, but I did see the original Sonic bit and lost my shit. Dude,
It's
Ugly Sonic is fucking
hilarious.
awesome in this movie.
And
it's not just a bit. Like, he has a decent role.
Right. And like the entire movie is just riddled with like pop culture, nostalgia stuff.
So
like,
many references.
It's like I don't even know what to compare it to that does that sort of shit, but like this takes that in like the nth degree. Like it really, really. What up, Star? No, I unfortunately I think you're probably smelling your own fudgies. You should probably change them. But at the end of the day, I really, like I said, I was really quite surprised how much I really enjoyed this. So you know, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. If the kids are around, they might ask a couple of the joke questions when you're laughing because they're certainly not going to get it. But it definitely was aiming for us. It was aiming for us who had seen, you know, the show growing up as kids. So
if you ever watched this show when you were, you know, younger, you have to watch this movie. Like, again, the nostalgia, the references, some of them subtle, some of them on the nose. They're just, and the writing, dude. This movie is smarter than it has any right to be.
Really weird.
Yeah, it's honestly,
actually weird.
It's an hour and 38 minutes, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, PG, an hour 38 minutes. It was
breezy.
It's breezy, and dude, there were multiple like laugh out loud spots. So I was just like, oh my god, dude! If you've ever imagined a movie where Peter Pan is a total piece of shit 30 years in the future, this is it, dude. It's fucking incredible. Captain Putty was a great character. Obviously, that's J.K. Simmons. He was amazing. No, seriously, Star, you have to watch it.
It's hilarious.
It's so meta. It's meta as fuck. There are so many appearances by characters who are very obscure from shows that might have been lost.
Yeah.
There's people that show up. You're just like, oh wow,
like that's like a character like
that person's from South Park. But I mean, it was just like there's just like these little.
Saw Randy Marsh in the background at one point too. I'm like, what was that, Randy Marsh?
It's Randy. Yeah,
you see fucking Pickle Rick at one point. You're like, what the fuck?
It is seriously awesome the way they handle some of these characters. And yes, see Electric Panther Kids. I love that movie. It's a really good, entertaining movie. And like there's cameos not only by cartoon characters but like real actors. I mean, when there's another Avenger that shows up in the movie, that's hilarious. And it's seriously, it's smarter than it has any right to be.
I don't. At this point, again, like I said, I don't remember if it was Yorma Keeve that wrote this and directed it from Lonely Island. And I know they did Pop Star, which I enjoyed, and I know not everybody was, it wasn't overly like super funny. But at this point, Disney should be looking at like this should not be the only thing they could.
If they reboot Rescue Rangers, they should do it through this format.
Well, not only
have these characters. Yeah. Solving crimes.
Yeah, there you go. Or
like seriously, have like everybody. That
or why would you not bring back Tailspin like this? We saw Baloo briefly.
See Baloo. We saw Baloo.
Dude,
we even saw Darkwing shows up.
Dude.
That's fucking hilarious.
Darkwing's a personal favorite.
Dude, Darkwing gets a cameo. I mean, seriously, anybody. I'm not even gonna fucking talk about it anymore. Just watch the fucking movie.
Yeah.
If you're a person that grew up watching Rescue Rangers and anything.
You should have had that clip of me from last year because I'm eating crow right now.
No, dude, seriously, I think a lot of people are. And I mean, honestly, man, it's one of those movies where I don't think enough people are talking about it. Honestly, I think a lot of people might have let this one slip by.
It's been trending nonstop on Twitter for days.
Good to hear. That's good to hear. If you guys have Disney Plus, if you guys and girls have Disney Plus, watch this movie. It's an hour and 38 minutes. And you'll see PG and you're like, no way, dude. It's nostalgic as fuck. It's smart. And there is a shit ton of humor that'll go over the kids' heads that you're going to be like, dude, that's fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It ticks off all the... This is like, surprisingly, one of my favorite movies of the year right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is just so well done. No, it's on Disney Plus, J-Hill. On Disney Plus. Right now.
D+.
Go check it out, y'all.
Take an Eddie.
I want to seriously, and I feel like that J Hill's not the only one. There's a lot of people that don't realize that this movie is right now on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
they didn't do a great job at like promoting this.
There you go, Star.
Because I do feel like it is for a niche audience. I feel like this is a hidden gem right now, and for people who grew up in the era like us, they're gonna appreciate it more than anybody. I guarantee you, if my kids were to watch this by themselves, they'd be like, okay, it's a couple talking chipmunks. I don't get it. But I sit there, it's amazing. So I dig it, man. I think it's an awesome show. I watched Chip and Dale, but I don't remember it all really. But the thing is, dude, you might not remember it, but when you watch this, it's gonna bring back memories. And there's gonna be certain things, very obscure references to not only the characters themselves, but some of the impact it had on pop culture in terms of like toys and shit. Stuff is gonna pop up where you're just like, "Fuck, dude, that is amazing."
All I know is I really wanted to see Monterey Jack. We got Monterey Jack in the
Monterey Jack makes an appearance, and it was worth it.
Yeah.
Star says cream pies. Star, I love cream pies. Big fan. Even during the summer when it's hot and moist. Big fan of cream pies.
Before we go,
I
do want to.
I was gonna write if Gadget wasn't in there. I love the fact that Gadget. I'm not even gonna ruin it for you.
That's funny.
I'm not even gonna ruin it for you. What Gadget's been up to?
Yeah, I know what he's going on.
And boy, all of a sudden, Zipper has I have a completely different opinion of Zipper. So, yeah, just watch it, y'all. Just watch it.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised by that. That's for darn sure.
Zipper didn't say much during the show, but kinky as fuck, and likes to produce.
Two things. First of all, if you have not started or are watching, continue to keep watching The Boys right now. I know not everybody's watching it. You're not watching because you're a loser.
Get into it soon.
On Prime right now, The Boys season 4 is out. Episode 4 is. The entire season so far is insane. It's ratcheting up. It is incredible. Like
Jay Hill actually hopped in the chat on Friday and said it's annoying you're not talking about it right now.
It's frustrating that you're not talking about it.
I know. I'm trying to finish Ozark, goddammit.
It's really fucking good. I know. But the last thing here I want to mention real quick is we appreciate everybody. Clearly, you all always so good to us, and there's some of you that I've known for a long time in real life, and you're here, as often as you can be, and you take part of it. And some of you that even go to the movie theaters with us at the time too, which we really appreciate.
Which we also got tickets for Thor already.
Yep, we're really excited about. So, there are times in life where sometimes you have to pause and say, friend, what decisions are you making in life, right?
Oh boy.
What are you making the right choices? Are you on the right path? Do I need an intervention? Crash, I'm really worried about you.
I heard about this.
We see movies together.
Yeah.
And when he tried to say, well, we went and saw it. Well, yeah, we don't know what it's going to be like. We got to see it at least once. Yeah. But we saw it.
We did.
And then it dropped on DVD or Blu-ray this week.
Yes, it did.
And it's
Morbin time.
He, of everybody as well, too, had complained about the entire thing, joked on it, clowned on it. And he put fuel to that fire by purchasing a Blu-ray version of Morbius this week. I'm really worried about you, dude. And, if you want to come over sometime, maybe in the next week or so, we can sit down, we'll talk. If you want some help managing your money, I'm not the best person for that, tell you that. But I can, maybe we'll figure something out, get you on the right path. But I'm just, buying Morbius, dude. Come on.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay.
A little devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Because I have the Steelbook version getting delivered at some point. Here's the thing.
Are you fucking with me right now?
If I come to your house, Tone,
if you fucking with me right now,
and I see your basement that you put
so
right much time and effort into,
you really buy a fucking?
Okay, you put so much time and effort into your basement.
You did not.
And you probably have a shelf with all your Marvel movies on it. Okay, you got all Phase 1 through 4, wherever we're at. You got all your Blu-rays lined up, all your Steelbooks.
All the Godzillas.
Okay, you got all the Godzillas, but I'm talking about Marvel. You got all those movies, but you don't have Morbius. Yeah. But then I go to Crash's house, and I see his collection. And he's got all the Marvel movies. And he's got fucking Morbius, and he's got fucking Venom. And I know what I'm going to think? I'm going to think, you know what? Here's a fan. Here's a guy who's a completionist. Here's a guy who takes the good with the bad. Mm-hmm. Here's a guy that understands that this is all connected. And Crash is a more certified nerd than you ever wish you could be.
I have a lecture on DVD. You guys can both kiss my ass. So, that's that.
We've all made questionable purchases. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
But you are an adult now, and I'm here to help you. No. And first of all, when we do this is just like when I wouldn't go to the movies and not watch the Fox versions of Marvel stuff was because I didn't want them to get my movie ticket, because if we choked them out with that money, eventually they'd sell to Disney. And guess what happened? They sold to Disney, right? I don't want those properties in Sony's hands running them anymore.
Look,
unless Marvel's got a full hand in it.
Here's the way I see it. Okay, you bought a shitty movie. I bought a shitty movie. I got the Steelbook coming this week. But
you guys,
but you know what? There's worse purchases you could make. If I had a choice between my kids coming downstairs and watching Morbius or watching a Serbian film, I'd rather them.
That's your fucking comparison.
I'd rather they stumble across
Jesus
Morbius
Christ.
than a Serbian film. I'm just saying, dude.
I'm just trying to help him, because like if you go in there and you're criticizing, you're walking out, you're criticizing the movie. Next thing you know, he's gonna be he's one of those guys perfectly fine with Master Chief never wearing his helmet in a series.
Star does not know what a Serbian
Jesus
film is.
fucking Christ.
Star doesn't know.
Don't.
Look,
you don't
Star.
need to know. Star, don't.
You know what?
Stay away from the internet. Stay away from the internet.
Don't watch a Serbian film, because then you'll probably question me as a person.
Yes, you will.
A Serbian film is a very, very, very disturbing movie. Very disturbing. Honestly, I mean, in the time I've been alive, I can't. Can you name another movie that maybe caused more of an uproar? I mean, other than what was the house that Jack built that we watched recently, even that wasn't even close.
Kids created quite an uproar in the 90s.
What's that?
Kids.
Well, I mean, if you look at Kids now compared to a Serbian film, it's not even the same way.
Yeah.
But it is, just ignore a Serbian film. It is seriously one of the most fucked up movies I ever seen in my entire life. It's one of those movies where you kind of wish you could have unseen it. You wish you could unsee it. It's really fucked up. But I'm just saying, Crash, you didn't make a terrible purchase. You made a questionable purchase, but terrible purchases.
I'm going to say both, and I'll give you my electric DVD if you need to complete your collection.
He's just a hater, Crash. Rock that shit. I am proud of you, Crash, for having the complete collection, the complete Marvel experience. I go to his fucking decked out basement.
Yeah, and you get
movies.
You get the MCU collection, not that bootleg bullshit that Sony's trying to provide.
Hey, Jay Hill, just ask Reed for his thoughts on Serbian film. He's the one that convinced me to buy it. And so if Reed convinced me and Reed suggested this movie, that should be all you need to know.
Because he's a real sick fuck.
He's a fucking sick bastard. But, Tone?
Yeah.
That's going to do it, dude.
It is.
We had a decent show tonight. We have a lot of stuff we had to talk about. Had a good time. Not the longest show on earth, not 3 hours like last week, but a good conversation nonetheless. We appreciate each and every one of you that made it here tonight. We know the summer months are difficult. It's nice outside. You're out. We got sports. You got things going on with the kids. The fact that y'all even show up and hang out. Wait, dude, did you actually buy Morbius? I'm hella confused. Crash? You're not alone.
He's doing a bit.
You're not alone. That's all I'm going to tell you, man.
I can't wait to tell you
You're
and your
all
wife.
alone.
I'm going to tell her
You're
that you
not
bought
alone.
2 copies of it, too.
Anywho, back to what I was saying.
Divorce
Appreciate
papers.
each and every one of you tuning in tonight, especially during the summer. I know it's not easy to be here, and I know some of you will check it out on VOD. We appreciate you as well. And for those of you that are listening on iTunes and Spotify, we love you too. Hey, if you're listening on Spotify and iTunes, fucking answer the questions. Take the polls that I'm putting in Spotify. That's why I'm doing it. I want to see if Spotify actually works. So if you're listening to the show, go to Spotify. There are questionnaire, or there's like a trivia question and some fucking polling that I do. Usually I ask, does Tone suck, yes or no? And there's always one vote for yes, and I promise it's not me. But no, we appreciate your support. And if you are watching on iTunes or Spotify, make sure you hit that 5 stars. If you dig the show and you love what we do and you love being here and you love tuning in every week, hit that 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, even if you're watching live, go over to YouTube after the show and hit that thumbs up button. Real easy peasy. We are 4 people away from 500 subs.
Like, subscribe, bell. Get to that YouTube.
You can still come over to Twitch and hang out.
Yeah,
This is
if you
where we
like
normally
this here.
hang out. We dig it.
Banter
But
Babble.
Go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, comment if you want to, if you're watching the show on VOD. Either way, that type of support helps us get more exposure. It allows us to put in for game review requests through various outlets. So that type of support is just as useful as you guys and gals being here. But obviously, we appreciate y'all being here. We love you. Just rate it on Spotify. I see no polls. Not on this question, you won't. But you actually have to go into every episode, Crash. There's every episode, and then go down to the details. There is like a poll and a trivia, or not a trivia question, but like an actual question. Like, hey, what do you think of Tone's fucking shirt?
Smoking
Sucks.
polls.
I mean, whatever. It's per episode on the polls and the questions. So we appreciate y'all interacting that way. One thing I do want to try to work on going forward is I want to get those callbacks in. I want to get the call-ins back into the rotation, because I feel like whenever we get y'all to call in to talk about whatever the fuck we're talking about, it just makes it much more enjoyable. The chat is amazing, obviously, but for the folks who are listening or watching on VOD, to be able to have y'all call in, I feel like that just adds to the experience. So we're definitely going to try to roll back in the call-ins, and if we need to, maybe we'll start giving out some prizes for people who do call in. I will entice y'all to call in for a shirt, a mug, a handy, whatever you want. I got you covered. Or 30 more minutes of Cuddles bitching. I love that too. I love when Cuddles bitches. It's always sexy.
Most of the time.
See, if he bitches, then I bitch, and then it's two old guys yelling at each other.
Yeah, you guys bitch a lot.
Everyone loves that stuff. So for next week, we will be discussing either Jurassic Park or maybe Lightyear or maybe nothing.
Maybe we just grill some hot dogs.
Maybe we just grill some hot dogs live and we'll see how many Tone can fit in his mouth. We'll talk about Obi-Wan, the final episode, spoiler free. We'll talk about more MsMarvel. We're going to talk about The Old Man. That drops tomorrow night.
What?
Tomorrow night. John Lithgow, Jeff Bridges, locking horns on Hulu.
Tom Hanks.
Cannot wait for The Old Man. That'll be a big talking point for next week.
No Tom Hanks.
And you know what else we'll probably talk about?
Nope.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, which becomes available in 50 minutes on your platform of choice. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, 6-player co-op, cross-play. It's going to be hot, baby. Yep. 50 minutes. That bitch drops on every platform. Really excited. Reviewed
More like
incredibly
2 or 3
well
a.m.
today. Reviewed incredibly well. Can't wait for that. And next week,
special surprise.
we have no, it's not even a special surprise. I'm going to tell you all right now. We're going to have our first ever bracket. It's a tournament bracket. A 24-movie tournament bracket featuring the one true God, the master of the cinematic paradigm, Nicolas Cage. And we can't wait. It's going to be fun. We're going to reveal the bracket, and when the voting will take place in our Discord right after the show. So next week's show is going to be hot, y'all. It's going to be fun. We can't wait for it. We hope y'all can make it here next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Fanboytone. I'm TheDude79. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay safe, but don't stay sober. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.